Complexity versus Tempo Storm today.
Yes,
Luminosity,
yes.
I'll play tomorrow. But both those teams need wins to try and separate themselves from the rest of the 2-2 standings as Team Liquid did today. So we're not going to waste any more time. We're going to go right into the next match here, Complexity versus Tempo Storm. Dan, I know that you're personally invested in this matchup, as you were in the last matchup, wholeheartedly rooting for Team Liquid. And we're going to jump right into picks and bans here again to give you guys a little bit of a rundown. These 9 class icons represent the 9 unique decks that these guys brought to the event. We're now in the ban phase, where each team will go ahead and ban 2 decks away from their opponents, and then exclude 1 deck from the remaining 7 to leave them with 6 that they'll play during the match. Right off the bat, Rogue banned for Tempo Storm, and Complexity banned away, or has Warrior banned away. So pretty standard bans to start things off.
Yeah, nothing surprising. I think Rogue is enemy number 1, and I don't think Tempo Storm is going to be willing to roll the dice with Shaman. You know, especially if they like bringing some greedy combo decks, which they tend to do. And especially because I think they're going to bring Hunter. Yeah, I know that they've been telling me, you know, Gara loves Hunter. He thinks it's super underrated. He was actually saying, like, you know, I think Hunter is probably one of the better classes in this format. It's not even in, like, the bottom 3. It's probably one of the middles or even the top if you ban certain classes. So let's see if they're right, TJ, if they can back it up.
They had an incredible week, I believe it was last week, with Hunter. And, you know, they were able to single-handedly quadruple the amount of Hunter wins in the Trinity Series thus far. But talking about Complexity, here's Complexity back at their full strength this week. Super JJ, Mr. Gute, and Crane. And the decks underneath their portraits are the decks that they'll be piloting during the series. But again, keep in mind, even though they'll be piloting the decks, it's a team effort. They'll all be working together, communicating, as you've seen throughout the listen-ins, to come to those conclusions.
All right, so looks like the classes are in VLPS, Mage, and Priest, Gara, Hunter, and Shaman, no surprise, and Saiyan on the Druid and the Warlock. Rogue has been very good for Tempo Storm, and looks like they've been banned away. Do you like banning Shaman over Rogue now that we've seen a series under the belt?
I think that as far as their strategy goes, it works out. If you think about the classes that Hunter are weak to, and if you think about the classes that you know, the rest of their lineup are weak to, I think they can capitalize more on leaving Rogue up. I think they have more good matchups against Rogue than they do against Shaman, with the Hunter being included in their lineup. So that's definitely something they have to keep in mind. Their plan also has to rely on their opponents bringing the decks that they expect them to bring. And maybe that can change things up. Maybe Hunter won't be as good if, say, Complexity brought some different archetypes this week for popular decks.
Sure.
But Complexity is another team that's been pretty predictable, similar to G2.
Yeah, well, I mean, they have they have players who are known for playing, like, pretty standard stuff, but JJ is also willing to bring some weird decks once in a while. Like, Crane is definitely a player that believes in just playing the best decks. And anything, actually, Crane's even more, like, he even beyond that, Crane doesn't even believe in tech cards, really. There's, like, there's a self-published, self-proclaimed book of Crane that him and 3 other people have read and live by, and it's saying that no tech cards are bad. Like, that you should play regular cards because it just increases your win percentage on average. I don't know if I might be misquoting here. Maybe I'm completely, like, it's heresy and I'm just, like, being heretical here. But he's, like, as standard as it gets. And then JJ, like, sometimes brings, like, Cthulhu Priest to tournaments. So I don't even necessarily think it's fair to just say Complexity is, like, super predictable.
I have a funny story about Crane. Not quite a year ago, last year, I trolled a lot of people by tweeting out after I finished Legend 25 in the season that I got top 100 Legend by playing a Yogg-Saron Zoo Warlock list that I won a few games with.
Which is awesome, by the way.
That I won a few games with.
Spreading Madness Zoo.
Spreading Madness Zoo. And Crane got incredibly tilted by the fact that this was the deck that I used. And he worked for months to try and prove me wrong because he didn't believe that the deck could be good. He went as far as to play the deck many, many times on ladder and try and, like, track its win rate and prove to me statistically that it was impossible for me to get that. He never did, and, you know, turns out I was trolling the whole time, and, you know, even though I won a few games in my Trek to Legend with that list, it wasn't the list that I, you know, used to get into the top 100, but that just goes to show that Crane does not like things that go against the grain as far as tech choices goes, as far as decks go.
Yeah.
So
He likes his hamburger, no cheese, no onions, no pickles,
No bun even.
lettuce, no tomato, no mayo, no ketchup, no bunion.
no bun.
Oh, no bun.
He just likes a patty. A good old patty.
Grain's from Denmark, right? I don't even.
Yeah.
Oh man. I don't know enough about Denmark to to make a very offensive stereotype joke. Man.
He likes his Danish with no icing.
Plain.
Yeah, just plain.
There you go, TJ. All right, well, JJ's going to start things off, and he's got what looks like to be Reno Mage, although he's got the Cult Sorcerer, so it could be a variation of the story. We've been seeing Reno Mages go through a couple of identity shifts. Some people play Flamewaker now. Some people play Mana Worm, as you saw in the previous series. Some people play Freeze Burn. Some people play Anti-Aggro. You've seen people play heavy value-oriented stuff, so you can win the mirror. So Temple Storm has to be pretty happy. If they're playing Jade Druid, this is exactly what they want to see.
This is pretty interesting as far as the start goes for both of these guys. Mage and Druid have not been traditionally in the Trinity Series something that we've seen a lot of teams start with, especially Druid, because it's a deck that has a lot of terrible matchups. It gets countered heavily by aggressive decks, and it's also a deck that you'd like to have in your arsenal for later on to counter the slower decks. So it's a lot of times risky to put it out first, but Tempo Storm said, we'll take that risk. We expect a control matchup to start off. We're going to try and capitalize on that by throwing out the Druid and trying to steal some wins.
Yeah. If there's one thing that you can't really fault Tempo Storm on, despite all of their flaws, is that they do love to take risks, and they do like to try to read one level deeper. That is their MO, for better or for worse. So they're coming off with an advantage here. And let's go ahead and listen in and see what they're talking about in this game number 1.
Innervate War, Hero Power, and kill the 3/2. Our follow-up is like Jade Spirit, or maybe like Fangel Wrath.
The Acolyte is still legit, right? Is this some new JJ Life Coach Tempo Mage kind of
No,
thing?
that's a standard one of most lists.
No. Except it's like a new standard.
I mean, I've seen it as a one of in a lot of lists.
I mean, EU prelims they didn't run Acolyte.
You guys like the war though? Innervate war, innervate hero power.
Seems good.
Yeah, I
Seems
like
good.
double Innervate, here the 3/2.
Yeah, the only question is, do we want to use the second? It seems too good, right?
Nah, yeah, you have to kill
I
it.
want the war to die this turn. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, Arcane Blast is too bad. It's too devastating.
Yeah.
Sure.
I think if you
We
can
have the
get Jade-
refill. We have all the Jade mechanics. Let's just start getting the Jade train going after this.
Yeah.
We're scared of like a random polymorph, but
Yeah,
not
we
something
should.
you generally
I
keep.
mean, public book, right?
Oh yeah, shit.
Could trade Acolyte first, see what we get. Also,
Like, what can we even get? What are you hoping for? I think we just fireball it and pass.
What to do? What to do?
If we
And
So
mix
I-
Charge, ping.
yeah, I
It's
kind of
bad,
like it.
but what else do we have?
yeah, I was just thinking if they remove the Acolyte, we still, it's fine. I would just fireball it as well.
Yeah, I like it as well.
What to
Yep.
do?
Do that double innervate.
Well, I don't really like it, but I think it's the best option we have.
Yeah.
Tempo Mage picking up some steam in Trinity
So
Series.
it's Tempo Mage. Oh, you're right. I actually mistakenly thought Blizzard was part of it, but a Babbling Book was played earlier.
Yeah.
Okay, my apologies. Because I was thinking about how, Reno Mage, I'm like, it's got a lot of identities, but considering that it's going to be a Tempo Mage, cool stuff. We've seen people actually bring it to playoffs last week, and a lot more bring it this weekend for the Hearthstone Championship Tour.
There was 91% representation for Mage, 81% of that being Reno, 10% being Tempo. This time around, it's, I believe, close to 30% Tempo. So still very heavy favored in Reno Mage, but 20% extra in the field with similar Mage distribution being Tempo. So it's pretty big.
Huh. Yeah, I'm interested to see the trends of numbers there because it seems like NA is just being a lot more aggressive. Aggro Rogue, you mentioned.
Yeah.
Being half the field of Rogue.
Yeah, but
It's winning a lot of open cups too.
It
the
is.
Tempo Mage. The Tempo Mage is doing really well. I think Rosty won a cup with it. Muzzy was doing really well. So coming up on this turn, they have Flamewaker in the hand, but is it time to unleash the Flamewaker? Do we stall? You could just take it easy with the Forgotten Torch and set up for a better Firelands Portal, for example, or if you want to play even a longer game, you could set up for a better Flamewaker if you take it easy.
yeah, they could Flamewaker coined Forgotten Torch as well to try and take out Azure Drake plus 1 extra minion. But it looks like they're just going to go ahead and take it slow. I like this. This is definitely the more conservative approach. It also gives them option to Blizzard next turn and then go Flamewaker and have a chance to pick up even more cheap spells. So
see.
Jades are 3-3 right now. So Jade Spirit, Jade Blossom would be 3-3, 4-4. But Tempo Storm running low on cards.
Right. It would load up straight for Flame Strike. And that'd be pretty bad to walk into right now. That'd be almost all of Tempo Storm's resources. They don't have Nourish. Fandra doesn't have anything to even combo with. So maybe you play 1 minion instead. Like maybe you just play Jade Blossom so you can get the Mana Crystal benefit. And then Hero Power. That is one opportunity. Because then that kind of board warrants a response, right? When there's 3 minions, 9 power on the board.
Force a move out of your opponent, but don't
overextend.
overextend.
You
yeah.
keep Jade Spirit in case you want to brand.
Yeah, that's a great point also.
I mean, the benefit of loading the board, of course, is that you put the most pressure on. I wouldn't hate it.
All right, well, pressure it is, and no Flame Strike right now for Complexity, so let's go ahead and listen in and see how they're planning on dealing with this board.
I mean,
Yeah.
we have the Blizzard next
Yeah,
turn.
we have to.
I totally agree.
With the Blizzard next turn, we can do Flame Wanker shenanigans. Agreed?
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
We also, with this line, we can also, you know, hope maybe for
Oh.
one more spell at least.
It's all about the hope.
Yeah, the Flamewaker would be insane.
We have to play the Fandral.
I would say so. Fandral and Hero Power.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't think we can.
One more
pause.
spell would be nice.
Yeah, one more spell.
Not satisfying.
Dude, can we stop?
We probably still go with Flamewaker still, right?
Flamemaker mana bomb missiles first, yeah. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Oh, we need to really think about this.
I wonder.
Can we ever get away with the portal? It feels bad, but
I don't think so.
7
No, I don't
pings.
think so.
I mean, you can also portal and coin the missiles if you want, but I don't like it. You're missing too many Flamewaker hits. I would just go with the mana bomb and the Flamewaker here.
Yeah, I kind of
Yeah, yeah.
agree. Okay, show me what you're made of.
I have to use the coin here, right?
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got rid of the stuff. Now we have to hope they have reactive stuff.
Well, he had 5 mana and he didn't use anything for Fandral, so it's
Yeah, so it's probably
most likely
Swipe,
red.
maybe a Wrath.
yeah, this type of stuff. Then
And now he got ready.
idle. Yeah, well, he could have also just simply had a Nourish last turn.
Yeah, it's all good. So.
So Bruiser.
I like the
Do you
Bruiser.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the Bruiser.
Damn.
Ooh, nice.
Oh, 5/5. Better than Mark, right? If we play Mark, we save our guy, but it's a 5/5 and we snowball. Yeah.
Yeah, Blossom's just better.
It's just too good.
Blossom. We trade hit and mulch the Manworm. Yeah.
Yeah, Bulch the Mana Worm. Hero Power, kill the Fandral.
I wonder how good this mulch is though.
I mean, the thing is, on average, they get a, you know, on average, they get a stronger minion than the Mark.
Yeah.
Well, Raven ended up being a
Mulching
pretty great pickup there.
A mana worm.
Yeah! Whoa!
Wow. You gotta be kidding me, dude. A second Ragnaros?
Oh my god.
That's not allowed. That's the only card that you can't have 2 of in your deck. Well, that and Antonitis.
Disqualified.
Disqualified.
This game is under protest.
JJ, that's not on my list of approved cards. That was my best my Exna impression.
That was...
Oh, wait, was it Kel'Thuzad?
I don't even know.
I don't know, something like that.
But it
The
was
thing is, do they want to tilt Tempo Storm and play as Ragnaros, or do they just want to Firelands Portal, keep it like play it safe? Because the thing is that if Rag misses, then and Tempo Storm can flood the board again with more Jade, and
then they just play the second Rag.
Oh yeah, you're right.
It's a win-win-win.
If it all goes face, they have lethal over 4 turns.
Not bad. But Firelands Portal it is. Again, as you mentioned, much safer.
It's better.
You want it? I got it.
Okay, Jade Spirit is just more Jade Train stuff. And, you know, it's starting to get a little bit dicey here for complexity on the board, but Ragnaros, if it snipes the right target, can always provide some really good comeback here.
Yeah. Which one do you play? The mulch version or the regular version? Probably the mulch version. It's more tilt and it conceals. If you don't have to play, never have to play the second rag, it
Plus it's
conceals the
gold.
rag.
It's a golden rag.
It's also gold, yeah.
Which means it'll hit the golden card, the second rate bruiser. Actually, they're all golden. I was thinking the Jade Golem is also gold too.
But that is how rag works. If it's golden, it hits the golden card.
Sage just got gold in everything. This guy is definitely pay to win.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Jade, you know, all jokes aside, JJ, you know, kind of evaluating his choices here. Maybe they're thinking about a Firelands Portal number 2.
What to do? What to do?
That's true. They could Firelands Portal and trade over, but if Ragnaros hits the 6/6 or the 4/5, it's almost the same amount of power on board, and you also kill it for free without. Oh, wow. That's better.
And
Just
then they
kidding.
have to mulch that, and then they can't answer the rag. Oh boy, let's listen to Tempo Storm and see how they're dealing with that.
We have to.
I mean, we have our own rag to deal with their rag, hopefully.
We have our own.
Oh, thank God. Thank frickin' God.
Wait, let's think. Is there a way that you can save the mulch? Probably not, right?
It's not worth it, dude.
No.
We have to mulch.
You have to kill those 2 guys.
Double
You would
trade.
just auto lose 29 if you don't do it.
Yeah, it's too strong.
Wait, what? They haven't played the minion yet, right? They got from the...
I don't think they played either one.
It's quite scary. Here comes the Tony.
Oh my god, if he has mirror images. But we have Ref Feral Rage if you don't want to go for Aaron.
That might honestly be safer. We have Wrath just traded. Nice.
Nice,
Oh
nice.
Nice, we got the rag too.
Wait,
Play both.
Wait, is it
Yeah,
Ref?
just
They might
Wrath
kill
rag.
the rag. Yeah,
Doesn't
they have
matter,
to
dude.
go.
We have
Yeah.
potential lethal next turn with Swipe, Feral Rage.
Not really. Not in a Jade right there.
Yeah, you can counter rag them.
Yeah.
Let's go, right?
Yeah. It's a left turn,
Remember
right?
to ping.
It's a
Remember to ping the rag. Ping the rag, right?
Yeah, I think so. So we can fireball it next turn.
Yeah.
No, hey, I'm so bad today. I'm not in good shape.
Can he
Right.
die? Wait,
Wait.
think. Wait.
Yeah, we can with their Fireball.
They have Roaring Torch. We definitely at least have. Yeah.
I think we just
have to
eye
hero
Feral
power.
Rage defensively. Just eye Feral Rage defensively. It's like the one way we don't lose this game.
You think so?
We went on the
Fire
follow-up.
Rage.
Yeah, we just went on the follow-up. Don't be risky.
I agree.
But can they?
Easy hit or not? What do you even want it to hit? This doesn't look
Oh,
good,
wow.
right? So we're at 20 now.
I think we might. Oh my god.
We also have mirror images in this deck. What if we just play the Drake?
We could Arcane Intellect hopes that we would get Roaring Torrents and double Fireball Phase.
I think, yeah, I think it's Arcane Intellect because it also gives us extra draw for the mirror entity thing.
Mirror image.
Yeah, mirror image.
Okay,
Time runs out on me.
sure.
I think those are the bad boys we need.
Okay, so we play Flamewaker for the Crusade and images.
Yeah.
I serve the Fire Lord.
For the crusade!
Okay, sure.
Okay, Rag, can you be nice?
Nope, he fucked it up.
Bad power.
Oh god.
Yeah, okay. You might have rolled that 7-8 taunt, but
Play this game poorly. They got insane portal value. They got insane mulch value.
I mean, our opener was okay. We had a good opener.
Yeah,
We had the Ramp, we had the Jade. We could
Take it.
have
We'll
had-
take it.
I mean, their opener was pretty bad. The RNG was good, but their opener was bad. It could be much stronger.
Going to the bathroom real quick.
Dude, Aya popped up on my screen and says, ha ha ha, did you see their faces? Priceless.
I guess you could say that Temple Storm's really great at making their mulches become a legendary.
Nice, DJ. I like that. That was cute. The thing about Temple Storm, I think they kind of hit a nail on the head, is that they had a decent opening, despite the fact that Mage had like a really good opening too.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of people might see like, wow, the Rag War is really what it came down to, but and it kind of did to a large extent. Having such an influential thing, but just looking at how Jade Druid never really fell behind early game. Look at what Temple Mage is supposed to do. It's supposed to usually, against Druid that plays that slow, seize the early board. But remember, Druid's the one filling the board early on, and Mage was just hero powering or like holding onto Flamewaker, and then had to play like Forgotten Torch defensively. That's not what they want to be doing early on. So while we can look at the late stages of the game, and yeah, it was very, very influential for how the game ended, I think the big key was how Temple Mage started off really slow because they had so much late game. They had Ragnaros, Archmage Antonius, Fireland, double Firelands Portal. It's like, how much late game do they really want in that point? They want none of that in their opening hand. I think Complex got really unlucky.
Yeah, I would have to agree. And one thing to note here is the fact that since Temple Storm opened with Druid and took a win in a potentially unfavored matchup, now they're in a good look at their ban strategy. They banned away Shaman, and they banned away Warrior. So the aggressive decks are off the table.
Yeah,
and Druid has been in the Trinity Series so far one of Temple Storm's most successful decks. And we're actually going to take a look at both of these guys and how their distribution is for their wins. You can see that now Temple Storm has 5 Wizard Druid. It's been their most successful deck. They've played Kun Cthulhu in the past, and now they're showing their versatility with Jade as well. So definitely a great start to the series for them. Complexity, on the other hand, they've had a lot of success with Paladin, but as far as their wins go, they have a pretty even win count across the board.
Yep, 2 very balanced teams, at least in terms of results, both looking to move up in the standings 3-2. Could this be the turning point? Actually, funnily enough, it's actually 6 different classes represented in all their highest win rates.
It's pretty cool. Hunter in Temple Storm's highest win rate with their 3 wins.
Yeah.
And we get to see Hunter again. Maybe they can add to those 3 wins today, potentially.
Yeah, I have to imagine that Complexity is going to be gravitating towards a Rogue pick here. I think Rogue is still really strong against Druid, and might feel like that's probably the best way to capitalize on Druid's slow start. You get Rogues out with early Pirates and even Tomb Pillager, unless they have Swipe, or even the Rat deals a lot of damage to themselves because they have to hero power it down. I feel like Rogues are a good spot. If they want to bring Priest, Priest is also a very good choice against Jade Druid because Priest is able to get out so much tempo early on as long as they have a decent enough curve. If Priest doesn't curve at all, then they're pretty unfavored, but that doesn't happen as rarely because Priest just naturally curves so well. Looks like they are going with Rogue, and I love Shaku the Collector. I think that card's so fun to play. I think he's really cool flavor-wise, and I love the fact that he just kind of felt like he was a little bit of a weak card. and then all of a sudden people played it. I think it's really cool to see that kind of stuff happen.
Yeah, you're guaranteed value out of him, and it's also a body that can be tough to remove. You can choose when you attack with it. You sort of attack from multiple fronts with the Rogue, where you present multiple threats that, if you don't remove, provide exceptional value. Like if you have early game with Small Time Buccaneer and Shaku, what do they kill? Do they give you more cards with Shaku, or do they, give you more damage with Small Time Buccaneer? But this does look like it could be with the Shaku. The more aggressively themed Rogue. Oh, nope, just kidding. That's again Sand Auctioneer. So,
yeah, the aggro Rogue doesn't have Gadget Stand, it just tops out at Leroy.
Yeah, this is probably the version that Life Coach brought to playoffs last week. He had Shaku Collector in there. He also had Beneath the Grounds to counter the Reno.
Look at all this opening hand from Tempo Storm. They've got so much ramp. They got literally every form of ramp that they want. Like hard ramp, like crystals, and they have Innervate, and they even have Nourish, so they can ramp further, or if they want to ramp up their card hand and be able to just start keeping up the pressure against Rogue. Because part of the problem is that Druid does take a little bit of time to get set up, but Rogue can get started so fast. But with no Van Cleef, no sign of Tomb Pillager, I mean, Yakut's best play here usually involves some kind of weak play, like either using one of his 2 fans because they're weak, or Swashbuckler to start things off.
Yeah, Swashbuckler could also backstab Fan. And it looks like they're going to evaluate with the Shaku first.
Oh,
interesting.
No mana.
I don't even know if that's that good. Moonglade Portal can be.
I mean, I don't think it's the worst card. Aya is definitely high value, even if she just summons just a 1/1 and a 2/2.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a lot of stats.
Innervate Coin Ragnaros is a possibility here, but a little risky.
1/1s.
Yeah, let's go ahead and listen to Tempo Storm and see what they're thinking.
That's close.
Oh no, this hand is kind of empty. You really want to nourish him, man.
I mean, how do rogues deal with Rag? They just sap it and just play it again. Once you have 8 mana, you just keep playing it.
I'm ready to go Wrath, Hero Power, then next turn Innervate Rag, Innervate Hero Power, and take my flip on the next card. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you can afford to nourish for mana. I like also taking this shot.
I mean, we can still nourish for mana if you would like to do so.
Now we're good.
I don't think so.
But
point next turn to point out Rag on the following turn, so it's like.
I have a feeling we have to draw for Mulch at some point.
I thought he was just gonna.
Yeah, I thought he was going big on the Edwin there.
There's no Edwin, right? Because he plays Fan. Yeah. So there's no Edwin in
so
the
we just Wrath, Innervate, Rag.
Oh, why would we play the Wrath here?
Yeah, why would you play the Wrath?
Let's just Hero Power.
You just, oh, yeah.
50-50 on the Drake, right? No reason for me to play the Wrath. And if he saps, the only thing he can develop is Pillager, so.
Do you think they play SIs?
Crap. No, definitely not.
Do it with double innovate. Thinking.
Ooh.
Ooh, yes.
Yeah, let's blow them out of the game.
I think I like the sap as well with the Pillager,
They
right?
still have the coin, so they could coin Rag again.
They take
They
so
also
much.
run War.
Yeah. Let's think about this, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, but War is 10 health, Rag is 8, right?
Like, we
Sapping
could
8/8 is insane.
wait. We could Tomb Pillager, eviscerate this, trade, and next time we have gadgets and coins up.
Only if Pillager dies.
Guys, if they coin the Ragnaros and we can't handle it, we can handle it next. It's actually super important, right? It's
I really like Tomb Pillager eviscerate more. Killing this.
I think we are too passive then.
I seriously think you should sap it.
Okay. Yeah, I can see this.
I think just if we don't, if we eviscerate trade now, we can just. It's interesting. Well, it's super interesting. It's not close at all.
Job's done.
Oh, just gonna go ahead and replay the Ragnaros.
Yeah, this time they have 67% odds to hit a minion. And it hits the Tomb Pillager, which I think is They're about the same. Because the extra damage that the Drake would probably give would be the difference maker. Now that they have a second sap, I mean, they could Gadget Sand sap, they could Aya sap, they could play Questing Adventure, start building that up in sap. But either way, Ragnaros is returning a lot to the hand.
He's also killing a lot of minions, though, is the thing. Say you Gadget coin sap here, they just replay Rag, you push forward, but then they snipe off the Gadget Auctioneer.
It's true.
I guess you're dealing damage and they're just killing your minions, and eventually you'll be able to blow them out of the game, but I don't know. That's something I definitely got to think about. One play that they were actually talking about last turn was using the Eviscerate, which is killing off the Rag while they can, and saving the sap for a minion later on in the game when they're closer to victory, perhaps.
I don't hate it. I think the line that they took here with, oh, they could backstab Eviscerate. They want them to play Rag again, though.
I guess so.
And then they can Eviscerate face. That makes sense if they want to potentially lethal over next couple turns.
Yeah.
Because right now they have 9 on board plus the 5 from Eviscerate. So if they paired together a little bit more damage, they could end the game. Well, is it time to Rag again? You might want to go for a more reliable source of removal. But you can't Wrath, Hero Power, and Mulch, and like do something else like Jade Blossom. So,
and Nourish.
Rag
with
feels
no innervates left in the deck doesn't leave them with many options either.
Rag feels like you're throwing away the game if it doesn't hit Auctioneer. So you kind of want to guarantee hit it. But the only way you can use it, I guess you could Mulch and then Jade Blossom.
Or maybe just Nourish Mulch, since you know you're not going to be able to reach the Asher Drake anyway. I don't know, this is tough. This is really tough.
Yeah, what if you Nourish Mulch? That's interesting.
Oh, Rag it is! Now let's go and listen into Complexity and see what they think now. 24 mana in this game has been spent on Rag.
We can just Aya backstab Eviscerate.
Wait, not so fast, right? We could Questing backstab Eviscerate prep Moonglade.
Yeah, I think I liked it. But yeah.
Yeah, I think I like that more. The Questing is getting so big.
And they have to mulch and they can't war and mulch. Yeah, I like this. I think it's fine.
Give me a quest.
Shouldn't we prep Moonglade first and what if you get Sylvanas?
Oh yeah. If you get gadgets now out of this, we are sad.
Yeah, good. Yeah, good.
Ah.
Yeah,
You
good.
can take with the dagger, right? I think so.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah, sure.
Or hurting. So, who wants to play Aya and Mulch?
I think we have to. Although it's just, I mean, yeah, I don't think Nourishing ever makes us win this game. We have to Mulch here, obviously.
There's an Eviscerate gone, so let's just make the plays, I guess. He has one Druid card random left, and...
Too soon, yeah, good, because... Too soon.
Should we BM?
What are we... Hey, after we played... I don't know. Nah, that's not BM. So what does...
Yeah,
It was just a joke.
Let's pretend like we played this perfectly and just sweep them from here on out.
What are the odds, Dan, that 2 Mulches out of 3 in a series pull Ragnaros and Major Domo? No, don't answer. That was rhetorical.
Okay. I can actually do the math.
Actually, no, answer it. It's not rhetorical.
All right. I'll do it during the break.
Don't answer it. It was rhetorical.
Give me my abacus, DJ.
We'll get the abacus in a bit.
Yeah.
But we are going to go to a break. When we come back, it's going to be game number 3 between Complexity and a Tempo Storm. So don't go anywhere, guys. More Trinity Series right after this.
Don't test quickly.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Trinity Series. My name's TJ, and I'm joined by Dan. Hey Dan,
Yo.
are you ready for the next match?
Yeah. Oh, you mean the next game? Because we're in the next match right now.
That's correct. Next game. I'm so sorry.
Sorry. Your words evoked a powerful emotion inside me and causing me to
Promptly correct me.
yeah interrupt you.
I see.
With my lunch.
I see how it is.
That's my new perfume I'm working on. Catch
Dan's
that?
Lunch by Dan.
Catch that?
Ooh, pungent. Lovely.
Yeah, it's my Sludge Belcher by Frodan.
Yeah, Sludge Vulture by Frodan. That's a good one. But yeah, it's we're two games into the Tempo Storm versus Complexity matchup, and right now, currently, Complexity is on the Rogue, so they took a win with the Rogue. So now it's up to Tempo Storm to find something, reach into their bag of tricks, and pull out something that looks like it could beat a Rogue.
Yeah, I don't think Hunter's going to come out here. They had their Shaman left up, I believe. So
Sure,
if they brought an aggro Shaman, now's the time to bust it out. It's definitely one of the best classes against it, or one of the best decks in general. And outside of that, I guess you could also pick Mage. Mage is just very good at killing Rogue at all forms of it. Aggressive Tempo Mage, Control Reno Mage, Combo Freeze Mage. All of those are viable, and I know that these guys have big differing opinions. Like all of them, they think are viable strategies.
Yeah, but one thing's for certain: they also have big hearts.
Yeah, they do. Wait, what? What do you mean? Like I know that they mean like they're nice guys. If that's what you mean.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I wasn't sure if you were referencing something else I wasn't missing, but yeah, all of them are really nice guys.
Yeah, I was actually just going to test you and see if you how quickly you agreed with me. Because if you didn't
I'm trying
agree
to do the caster thing, man. I'm also just, really embarrassed that I had to burp on stream because I was okay. Like we had an 8-minute break, okay, and I really need to snarf down to lunch, so I ate my carnitas tacos really fast, and I kind of just vacuumed it up.
Mm-hmm. Vacuum by Dan. A new odor, the new line.
Yes, thank you.
From Frodanicus.
All right, well, it's time to get into the next game here. Game 3. Looks like it's Rogue versus Shaman, as we anticipated. Shaman with a pretty nice opening hand here. Would you toss away a second small-time Buccaneer?
Probably not.
I wouldn't, solely because I cherish each and every moment with small-time Buccaneer. Now that I know his days are numbered. I mean, I already kind of did. I marked a date for April 2018 for the day that I would say goodbye to small-time Buccaneer, but now I realize that I only have about 2 weeks left. It's weird, small-time Buccaneer diagnosed with Blizzard nerfitis.
Yeah, they have to amputate.
Yeah.
One of his health.
One of his legs.
Which, as we know, legs are equal to health in Hearthstone.
Yeah. So, I just for the sentimental value. But I do think for, posterity's sake, you probably could throw away one of those Buccaneers. You
can.
You want to have, a weapon.
Yeah, makes you more likely to draw that weapon. But say he had Spirit Claws as his third card. If he knew that he'd draw a weapon, or that they would draw a weapon, I'm sorry.
I would say on February 28th. All right, well, we were told to go listen to the tape. I was going to continue to meme. All right, let's check in with what Tempo Storm's debating, because turn 1's really important here.
The first 3 turns are the most important, so I just still want to think about the next turns.
Next turn we get the patches out.
I mean, the thing is with Flametongue Totem, it's better to play patches on 3. It's better to go Trog next turn and then patches on 3.
Yeah. I guess we'll see what he has on the follow-up. He's probably going to weapon into the 1/1.
Yeah, I like weapon here for sure. And then I like Trog next turn.
Yeah, I kind of like the Trog next turn too.
Yeah, dagger and punch it.
Definitely clear. They're on Cold Worlds, right? So double core blood. That speaks definitely for clearing.
Yeah,
sure.
it's fine
Let's
now
do
to
it.
clear.
Thanks.
And so what I said, definitely the Trog, right? It's just
Yeah.
stronger the flame
Yeah,
total
Trog's
than
better.
next
Yeah,
turn.
yeah.
But we drew a second weapon as well.
Yeah, definitely clear then.
No, we clear, but I'm thinking if it's Trog for sure here.
No, it's definitely Trog. Yeah, it's definitely Trog.
If we go Spirit Claws. What do we expect? They can go Shaku next turn. We can't really do anything about the Shaku. Yeah, it's like this turn is definitely Trog.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
When we clear for sure, I think as well.
Little time.
It's interesting.
I think we should just Abyss punch it, but
Yeah, I think so as well.
What about questing and hit it?
Then, then he might Ferris Spirits go face. What do we do then? Then we just Tomb Pillager.
You think he leaves it up then? When we just eviscerate and the Trog on 2 health?
Yeah.
We trade
No,
into
he
his
will
spirit.
not leave it up.
Yeah, if he plays, if he play questing and attack it, it's a 2 health. The questing kills it if he plays Ferris Spirit. We are fine with it, right? We just don't want to eviscerate
What
it.
if he doesn't kill it with Troxo with a weapon instead?
He already played one.
I think maybe it's fine to take a risk here. Honestly, yeah.
I would play questing attack.
Questing gets so ridiculously bad with this hand. Like anytime we would want to play questing, we would rather play Edwin.
Yeah, I agree.
Ooh, I like the Hammer of Twilight. I saw a little bit of that action this week, and I thought it was pretty clever.
Yeah,
Do you know
and
who popularized this?
I don't know who popularized it. No. Someone told me, and I forgot.
So you do know. You just don't want to share.
I know. I don't know. I knew at one point, but I don't know anymore.
You're hogging the spotlight.
It's weird. I
TJ.
want to say
it was you, wasn't it?
I want to say Hoy,
Was it Hoy?
but that could be
Hoy
completely.
playing an aggro shaman? Really?
Yeah.
All right. I'll take your word for it.
And I know out of the players that were in the top part of the standings, or sorry, in the playoffs last week that made it to the top 8, Nyria had it in his deck.
Yeah, I remember seeing it too. Well, the patches with the Flame Tongue Totem really flexing its muscle right now. And with that weapon to back it up, Temple looks like in their pretty good spot to pile on the damage here.
Yeah. No, it was not Hoy. I'm completely incorrect.
Yeah. I do want to say this is two really awkward things because with complexity, they really want to remove a couple of targets here, but they can't. If they play Tomb Pillager, it just feeds directly into like a weapon of some sort. Oh, a Flame with Faceless even coming up here too. It feels really hard to turn down an easy trade though.
It does, but
Like if you just Lava Burst and just go weapon face damage, you push 7 to the face.
if you flame with Faceless and trade Tunnel Trog,
You gotta trade 2 of those minions.
you don't have to trade 2. If you flame with Faceless, you can just trade Tunnel Trog.
And then just leave it as a 5/1 and lose your Flame Tongue. Or maybe even worse, your Flame Wreath Faceless. Oh, no,
Oh, it
the
gets
overload.
buffed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry. I don't know what I'm thinking.
And then
yeah, Flame Face is much better.
Small Time Buccaneer moves
Wow.
over.
I clearly don't play enough aggro shaman.
It's all about maximizing face damage.
Yeah, I don't know why I didn't see that, but you're completely right. Flameless Faces is just the obvious play then.
I think the question is, which side do you put it on? But spreading out that Flame Totem is good. Let's go and listen to the complexity and see how they're going to deal with this.
Ooh.
Okay, we could also drag back subs of Flame Tongue. If you get prep, then we can also maybe kill Faceless.
Yeah, I'm also afraid that Edwin this turn doesn't do much.
Like, we could also coin Koblatzer, Buccaneer, backs a bit, eviscerate Edwin.
Yeah, I think I like that.
Sure.
Is it? Wait, what is this?
I think this
Eviscerate?
might just be a conceit.
Might be
Or towards Edwin. It's
Big
Edwin,
one
actually,
clip,
it's
yeah.
Edwin.
Big one clip.
Yeah.
Well, how big is 12, 12?
10.
10. Oh boy.
Alright, so just base everything.
Totem Golem, Spirit
Yeah.
Claws face.
Yeah, we can still Hammer Claw.
Yes.
We can still Twilight of Guardian on next turn. He can't kill us in 3 turns. I mean, he can if he disregards board, but then he's dead, so
I mean,
we'll
if
be
this
able to
one,
safely drop the Twilight.
if he
Hammer
had Zap,
Twilight.
he would
There's
have
no,
used
no
it.
sap. He eviscerated. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's no
Yeah.
sap.
Yeah.
So Golem, Spirit Claws, face.
Face.
He has to trade for us, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Face.
I like it a lot. Putting the initiative back on the Rogue. Rogue can't generate 16 damage and needs specifically sap off the top. And Azure Drake, there's no one card that can save them in terms of just this one card that answers everything. Although, I mean, honestly, complexity drawing Azure Drake into Azure Drake is pretty good in an isolated vacuum. That's definitely what you're looking for.
Yeah, one thing though is Tempo Storm has pretty much guaranteed 13 damage over the next 2 turns.
It's 1 mana off lethal.
Yeah, but unless they're worried about complexity just killing them, they just quick pair of Twilight face and set up a near guaranteed, unless like, you know, Swashbuckler picks up something crazy, but
yeah.
There's not even rogue cards with Taunt or Heal. What rogue cards do have Taunt or Heal? Oh, it'd be Shaman cards. Well then,
yeah,
a lot of them.
The
Jinyu Water Speaker.
Swashbuckler would take a Shaman card, which means Healing Wave or
Jinyu.
Water Speaker, or
Thing from below.
a lot of taunts like Feral Spears
Yeah.
and stuff. In their minds, though, they're thinking, well, just don't have 2 forms of burn, and Tempo Storm could have had any form of burn. Lightning Bolts, Jade Lightnings, and Lightning Bolt or Lava Burst. Like, they had 7 mana, so they had everything up until 2 Jade Lightnings.
Yeah.
An opportunity to.
Well,
Hammer Twilight, win some games.
it's really good against Reno too. I think that's one of the reasons why I was put in the deck, because it's you know, it's great to play in those situations where you don't want to build up the board. You want a sort of a delayed build up, but you still want to push damage. Definitely like it. It's a lot of, you know, it's still a decent amount of damage per mana. It just comes over the course of 2 turns. Sort of similar to Arcanite Reaper, except some of the damage is loaded in the body at the end, and you don't have access to upgrade. But even though it's a good win for Tempo Storm, pretty favored matchup going up against Rogue.
Yeah, you don't really expect Rogue to compete very often with Aggro Shaman, especially when they start off with an early curve like that. You know, we saw that they had pretty much the ideal opener, which is a couple of 1-drops leading to a 4-mana 7/7 that didn't get sapped. And that Flaming Faces, when it connects even just one time, I mean, people kind of talked about the Savannah Highmane rule back when Hunter was a thing. If the Savannah Highmane connected, that usually meant that you were in a good enough position to win the game. Same thing with the Flame Leads Faceless. Oftentimes, if it connects one time, it just means that your opponent wasn't able to answer it. And even if they are able to answer on the following turn, it's dealt enough damage to compensate for the fact that you finally removed it. So Complexity is in a really awkward spot here because Shaman, they left up. But do they have the good Shaman counter? They already lost their mage. Although we did find out it was a tempo mage, not exactly the best Shaman counter compared to, I don't know, say their Reno lock.
Yeah, we'll see. It's if this Shaman can take, you know, 1 or 2 more wins, they might be in some trouble. The traditional Shaman counter in the Trinity series has been the Reno mage, and they brought Temple Mage instead, which means that 1, they don't have Reno mage to counter Shaman, but they should have understood that one of Temple Mage's weakest matchups is Shaman.
Right.
And not banning Shaman means that they have something in their lineup that they're confident can beat a Shaman deck.
Yeah, and You know, actually, maybe that's what they thought. Maybe they thought that their opponents would open Shaman, and then they would open up, Mage to try to catch it off guard, or like try to use Tempo Mage to sneak in a win there and really like snipe any slow decks. It's interesting to think about all the different kind of layers of strategies, because people always think, well, if they think that we'll do this, like if they think rock, maybe we can go paper, and like, well, they think with paper we can go scissors, and then there's all these different ways you can kind of use information to your advantage, like history of how often they open up the first decks. You've been saying that people open up Paladin very often, or they open up some slow deck, or even the weakest deck. You can really prey on that by making sure that you capitalize on that and getting that first win. Because in last year's standing, getting that first win gives you such a huge, significant advantage to win this
the
tournament.
counter deck advantage.
Yep.
All right, well, we'll see. Complexity looks like their deck that they had in mind to be able to handle Shaman was Dragon Priest. Now, this is, a pretty good matchup, but it relies pretty heavily on the early curve from the Priest.
Right.
Priests live and die by that 1 through 4 against aggressive decks. And if they miss that 1 through 4, even sometimes when they hit that 1 through 4, if you have things like weapons and flame tongue totems against the Shaman, you can still lose. But probably the best in their arsenal, if this falls to the aggro Shaman, maybe in some trouble.
I kind of like throwing Northshire Cleric away, because I think the 1-3 stats are very weak against everything Shaman has. And for that same reason, I kind of want to throw Brand Bronzebeard away too, because that's not what you want to be playing. The only question that I think about is, do I want to keep Azure Drake because it's guaranteed 1-drop? But I think...
Ooh, if they pick up a dragon.
Oh, yeah. See, that's exactly the problem. Like, it's such a hard decision to make, because you don't have a guaranteed dragon to play on. Like, if it was Twilight Garden, you'd absolutely would keep it. But Azure Drake is just so poor on stats for 5, even though it's great at what it does. And it enables your 1-drops. It's just such a weird position to be in. I don't envy... we've all been there, where it's like, I don't want to have to be forced to play Twilight Whelp for a 2-1. In this case, Complexity is just going to coin out, most likely, the Wormrest Agent. But if they didn't get that, it would have been really scary.
Yeah.
Now, Tempo Storm, they have Patches and Spirit Claws. Both these kind of stink to start things off here, so... I don't really look at either of these options as being good.
Yeah, let's go listen to Complexity and see what they're planning this early game against Aggro Shaman.
But sometimes I got a decision. Time for the mocking agent, right? Whoa. Red web now? Yeah, probably.
Yeah, probably well now, right?
Yeah, I mean, they might have the Thalmas, but whatever. We never coined the 2-drop here.
Yeah. The coin might be useful later on with 5-drop.
You know it, they can destroy us.
Roll spell damage.
Oh, nah.
Don't give them that much credit.
Like if they totem, whatever.
Yeah. Three out of 4 times the totem is Übung.
It's okay. I agree with you guys. I'm just saying.
Yeah, we obviously just
just
roll
totem
the
goal.
spell power totem.
Yep, for sure.
Well,
You guys didn't hear my joke.
no, I heard it. Not feeling too lucky to go for it yet.
Flame Tongue is... I mean... Oh,
Ha ha! Outplayed. Now you have to roll your mighty spell power totem to counter my Shadow Ward Pain.
Yeah, it looks like Complexity's in pretty good spirits.
Yeah.
Just kind of joking around, saying you have to get really good odds in order, or really good favorable outcomes in order to defeat our current board here. And Tempo Storm, well, looks like Gara, or should I say life coach? Well, he was in the life coach stance for a second. Put his hands to his temples, really thinking through all his options, wishing he had 3 mana available so he could play Patches with the Flame Tongue Totem.
Brutal. Not only drawing Patches, but not having the mana to be able to clear things off. Life Tap, probably going to be the best choice, even though this may not be the best matchup for Life Tap. It's still the only thing that gives them hope for
Yeah.
things to play. Ooh, that one stings.
Yeah, life tap is really unfortunate for Dragon Priest because one of the things that Dragon Priest can do is outlast the Aggro Shaman, but now Aggro Shaman will have a way to consistently reach for damage. Although, one thing that's nice, silver lining, is that Tempo Storm will have less access to spell damage in general.
And with Flame Tongue and Totem Golem, this is actually a clear on the board plus a ton of development with follow-up and life tap. I don't know. Dan, this might be a turnaround.
Yeah, it could be. Seems like Complexity still has stuff to do, though. They can
nothing.
They can coin out the Draconoid Operative.
Yeah, that's true.
And then see if they can pick up something really useful. And I'm not sure exactly what it is. Maybe it's something as simple as a weapon. Maybe it's AoE of some kind.
Maelstrom Portal could be pretty good at this stage.
Yeah, what's awkward is that Maelstrom Portal only snipes the Finley, and what's really the root cause of the problems is the Flame Tongue Totem. So let's go ahead and listen in with Complexity and see what they're debating for this turn.
Just trade patches in the free one.
No. Yeah, just a 3-1 on patches.
Yeah, it's not much better than.
I would just play operative still, I mean.
Yeah.
Is it ready? Huh.
Do you really want to coin Dragonfire?
No, I'm just thinking, like,
We're also going to take too much damage this turn. I would just coin the operative here.
I think we're supposed to. Probably still the trick.
Is it a trick? Yeah.
Yeah.
What can we do?
I mean, Aya seems a very sketchy pick.
Mm-hmm.
We even only have one dragon left, and we might play it next turn. Sure.
We have our lightning bolt here to save one of the 1-drops. I think we do actually.
Yeah.
The one that can't get. Does the power matter, or does the 1/1 that could potentially be healed with Maelstrom?
I'm thinking if there's any RNG outcome that would heal our own minion. I can't see it.
I don't think it matters. I think
Regardless, the Finley is like better than the patches. So just play patches and have it die and play the lightning bolt. I think he starts swinging too.
Yeah, you start swinging for sure too.
Yeah, because of the weapon cards. Maybe I missed, because it's every turn very important to think about swinging. Like maybe we missed one turn where we should have swung.
It's always better to be conservative with it.
Because we have 3 more weapons to draw. Actually, more weapons, I'm not gonna say how many.
Like, we couldn't have known that we were gonna get life tap. Life tap obviously accelerates the likelihood that we start drawing weapons.
No, not the first turns, but afterwards. As soon as we got the life tap, it's very likely.
I mean, we swung both turns post life tap, I think. So.
And then?
And trade Finley. If he played Twilight Rope, he just trades with his Totem Golem and he stares the weapons in. And we also want to draw, right? I think Zildred comes down.
We cycle the Power Word Shield on the Whelp. I think I still like the Whelp.
Okay. Then we have the option to lean over maybe next turn, I guess.
Yeah, let's go.
Well, Complexity has the AoE to be able to deal with stuff. And picks up the Shadow Word Death. But if they use the Shadow Word Death on the Totem Golem, they're not going to have it for potential Flame Wreath Faceless. But it's all about saving damage right now, I feel, for them. Ooh. Oh, that's awkward.
Yeah, it's pretty unlucky there for Tempo Storm, but not the end of the world. How do you best deal with this? Do you want to summon with J-Claws or use another Flame Tongue? Using the Flame Tongues plays directly into Bookworm, but no matter what you do, you're walking into Bookworm next turn. Oh, this is tricky. This is very tricky.
Yeah, double Flame Tongue and then trade means that your Flame Tongues are sort of buffing each other. If you draw into a Saucy Deckhand. All of a sudden, that sucker's huge. That can trade all the way up into a Draconid Operative at that point.
Is there merit to just ignoring this 2/5 and just attacking face at all?
You have to look at how you're going to be able to win if you leave stuff on the board. And I guess Tempo Storm realized that it's going to be really tough for them to be able to squeak out a win if they never take board. They have to overwhelmingly take board, hope that complexity misses, and then burn them out of the game with the life tap. So,
all right, well, let's check in with Tempo Storm and see how they're debating these next couple crucial turns to see if they can figure out a way out of this.
Very powerful, right?
Yeah, I think you want to tap as much as you can.
Yeah, tap, tap.
Tap until we have the board instead of lethal. But yeah, tap for sure. Tap and lightning.
Ooh.
No, we don't go face.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying. Let's start doing the math now.
I think we go with the J-Cross face. We have too many. We have still too many.
I honestly think we do too. Just because we have a Drake top deck, which
we have enough removal to deal with anything he plays.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree actually.
It's not even about whether or not we have the damage. One sec. It's about reloading the Spirit Claws for 1 minute. Are we always going to have the opportunity? If we tap, we go Spirit Claws, Flame Tongue.
It takes too many turns. The game will not last 4 turns anymore. If we don't attack.
Okay.
We will not utilize. I think we face.
Sure.
Smoky Doki. Yeah, we just never spy totally Nova, right?
Yeah, I agree. They're just burning us down slowly with this stupid hero power.
I'd say we take what?
I would take a Deathwing. We can slam it for a lethal at some point.
Oh, really? Maybe
Yeah,
Feather
for sure. No. It's always Deathwing.
Okay.
Is it? Wait, is it always so?
Yes, 100%.
I can see the death thing.
Look at how low they're getting. The others suck as well. It's 100% Deathwing.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Deathwing in the house.
Yeah, but also Aya Blackpaw in the house, which, funnily enough, is a little bit more flexible than a 10-mana 12/12 that discards your whole hand.
It's true. I mean, there are a lot of decent cards in Complexity's hand, anywhere from Shadow Word Death and Dragonfire Potion as removal to Twilight Guardian as taunt. But sometimes Shaman's Board is just really annoying, so you just gotta Deathwing it. We've seen some other people run Deathwing in Control Warrior, for example.
Yeah. That's a scary board to deal with. Temple Storm actually has somewhat of a lethal potential setup for the next turn. With Lava Burst Flame Tongue, if the board isn't dealt with, that's 9 damage from hand, assuming you have 2 minions at least on the board. Even Spirit Claws can give you an extra 1/2 for 10 total. So we'll see how Complexity is going to handle this. Twilight Guardian seems like a likely choice, and try and buff it up. Yeah.
What is it weak to? At 9 health, nothing really immediately sticks out as like being vulnerable. Flame Tongue Totem number 2 just means that it needs a little bit extra gas to push through. Oh, interesting. Because now the Blood Mage and Spirit Claws allow it to push through.
Can actually Blood Mage, Lava Burst, Spirit Claws, and Flame Tongue Totem, and then push through damage. Like Lava Burst for 6 and then Spirit Claws for 3 into the Twilight Guardian.
You can't hero power though, right? So you'd be floating 1 mana.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe they don't want to hero power anymore. They're trying to get low, but you heard Justine's plan. He said, just hero power every turn, eventually take control of the board, and then set up lethal. And that's exactly what they've been doing. Can they keep it up, though, is the question.
I wonder if they're going to try to even set up, like, keep Feral Spirits for... Okay, never mind. I was like, for the Deathwing possibility, you play Feral Spirits. But...
This minus the Flame Tongue Totem, if they go Blood Mage, Lava Burst, Spirit Claws, doesn't waste any mana.
Yeah, it is vulnerable to a Dragonfire Potion, but probably not going to play around that.
Yeah. Shadow of Death, Dragonfire Potion.
Oh man, but then the Deathwing, is that going to come in time? We'll have to find out. Let's listen in.
Um,
I mean, they played Lava Burst here. Yeah, we have Dragonfire Potion, right?
yeah, but you can Death Eye first and then Dragonfire, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I think it's unfortunately the only play.
Why are my minions no dragons? Baby rage.
Yeah, unlucky.
That's just we're not out of mana.
So we
Tap.
Just play the Flame Tongue and the Jade Lightning, I think.
no, I think we tap. Right?
Tap and lightning. Yeah.
Yeah,
Tap
I agree.
for sure.
I don't
Yeah,
tap
no single
because-
card.
If we draw Flame Wreath Faceless, we're playing that instead. So we tap.
Okay.
Wonder.
Yeah, we're safe at 9 with him only played 1 so far.
The 5/5 is it's too good, yeah.
It's still
because
better,
they
yeah. It
don't-
doesn't die to anything. There's no.
They don't
no
have
death
deaths
spot.
anymore. I swing
Yes.
100%.
Swing. Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Stupid.
Very good, guys. Very good.
This is just slam Deathwing.
No, what? No.
What? You don't want to win?
I think it's Deathwing.
Yeah.
If he has
Oh, wow.
Urdrig Agent, we can't win next turn. Right? How do we win next turn?
Yeah, okay.
We give him too
that's-
many cards.
Yeah.
We need him to not like. He has a Lava Burst left, and other than that, it's 2-card combos, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I slammed the death thing. Okay, guys.
I'm pretty sure he has it. Don't get me wrong, but
Yeah,
like
yeah.
he's
Yeah.
landing our face.
First.
Now,
Nice.
now I would hit them with the greetings. It's simple.
Nah, I don't agree.
Yeah, don't do that.
I mean, they hit us with the greetings, man.
They hit us with the greetings because
They
we
hit
got
us-
lucky on Finley. We hit life tap. They lose.
But we drew
They
the
greeted
patches.
because they knew they lost the game.
I mean,
That is incorrect. Just saying you guys drew patches, and that's why they do the greetings, because they played small type lucky and no patches came out. So
Right.
Super JJ loves when there's patches in the opening hand.
Yeah, it's okay. They're just trying to decipher the BM meta right now, just trying to see, are my opponents just trying to be rude to me, or are they just trying to laugh with me, or are they laughing at me, or am I just this big giant joke? These kinds of thoughts and insecurities all come bubbling to the surface whenever someone throws out a greetings friend or a well met.
It's amazing. One word that
Yeah.
comes from a series of 2 clicks can stir up that much emotional response from an individual. And with 3 individuals on a team, that can be hard to balance. Definitely something that we'll keep an eye on as the series moves forward, Dan.
Type a 200-word essay, nobody bats an eye. But click 2 times, and everyone loses their mind.
Amen. Amen to that. But Complexity now in a tough spot because they just lost with what they thought was going to be their best chance to beat the Shaman. And now they have 3 decks that are potentially very susceptible to being just burnt out of the game with aggressive decks with Druid, Warlock, and Paladin. So Shaman, I've actually been baffled by the amount of success the Shaman has today. If you take into I lied. I'm actually not baffled at all.
Okay. Yeah. So what's surprising is how poorly Shaman performed up till today.
Sure.
Because even if people are trying to counter Shaman, the fact is there's a reason why the deck's getting nerfed. Because even if you try to counter it, well, 1, it's still really good, and 2, it's not necessarily as fun to play against because it's represented so widely across every single deck currently, and that's why it's getting changed. We don't know exactly when, but soon. And this also applies to the tournament meta because right now, Rogue, Warrior, and Shaman are all candidates for being banned. They're the 3 most banned classes, and what do they all have in common?
Weapons.
Exactly. Early game weapons, which is usable by
Small Time Buccaneer.
Small Time Buccaneer. That's right. So you're able to utilize this package all across those classes, and I expect that the Trinity Series meta will be shaken up a little bit. I'm not sure about how much the nerfs will have impact. You know, everyone's always making all these predictions. People are saying Small-Time Buccaneers unplayable now, or some people are saying like Spirit Claws is still good or really bad. Like all these different opinions on whatnot. But one thing is for certain: Pirates will definitely be less pronounced, and so we'll see the meta shift a lot in the coming weeks, which I'm really excited for.
Yeah.
But this was a long time coming, TJ. You couldn't avoid this. When teams start seeing Shaman perform badly, it had 33% win rate coming into today. And then they're like, well, maybe we can leave up Shaman. Maybe it's not so bad. No, you're wrong. Ban Shaman.
Well, we'll see if teams take away from this week that until those changes happen, Shaman definitely needs to be respected more when the pick and ban phase comes around. But let's move into game number 5 here. Tempo Storm again with the Shaman. And Complexity this time now going to go with Reno Warlock to try their hand at defeating Thrall.
Yeah, I mean, Shaman does have its own weaknesses, but when it draws pretty well, or when it gets life tap as a way to supplement their weaknesses, which is card draw resources, that just becomes nuts. I haven't seen Tempo Storm in this good spirits in a while, and I think it's because they realize that they've gotten the good end of the stick multiple times. Druid versus Tempo Mage. Tempo Mage had nothing to do for the first 3-4 turns. Shaman versus Dragon Priest, they got life tap off of Sir Finley. So things are still looking on the up and up. And right now, Tempo Storm also has a couple of decent early game plays here, leading up into the Flame Wreath Faceless, which is the paramount turn. If Complexity can't answer that 4-mana 7/7, this game might be out of Complexity's grasp.
Yeah, and we don't see a way at the moment, and we also don't see a Reno. So there's a lot of things right now that are playing against Complexity, but of course Warlock has a lot of life taps. We'll see what stuff they can pick up. Dirty Rat. Oh ho ho. That's a Doomsayer.
Yeah, Doomsayers are really scary though because, the way Pirates can answer it. Let's go ahead and listen to Tempo Storm right here, as they do have a way to answer the Doomsayer, but it's very expensive.
No, seriously. Because then we go Finley into Flame with Faceless.
No, we just coin Faceless.
Coin 7/7 next turn. So the question is, do we Finley now?
No.
We're gonna be coin 7/7ing on turn 3. Then our turn 5 is gonna be, or our turn 4 is gonna be tap if we get tap.
Yeah, you're
Might actually
right.
be better to Finley now.
If we coin out the Flame with Faceless, we have 2 mana, so we probably use the hero power on 4.
But we're gonna tap on 4.
So it makes sense to use the Finley now.
Let's just get life tap now.
I wonder.
Okay,
I got faith in you. I got faith in you, Gar.
Hunter is also okay.
I mean, we don't value the 1/3 body. We don't really value our totems right now with no weapons.
Ping?
Yeah.
Yeah, ping. That's better than the other two. The other two are garbage.
It's better to ping on 4 than to play. Maybe it's, I don't know, it's close to play a totem. But now we're playing around shenanigans, bruiser and stuff.
That's not what we're going to do.
No.
Do that
Yeah, we played a 7/7 any day here.
every day.
Yeah, they might just lose if they don't have the
Blast Crystal.
the Blast Crystal.
I mean, seriously.
Maybe we even play Ooze. Do we play Ooze?
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I think we should, right? Like maximize
Yeah.
the chance that PO, one guy sticks for PO.
Interesting.
Like
Yeah, for
saving
weapon.
Ooze for the weapon seems stupid to me. We can't. We don't know if we'll have the time to play Ooze when they eventually maybe play some.
Then we have to play a Dirty Red first, right?
Yeah. Are we down for this Dirty Rat? I think.
I mean, you just played a 7/7. If I have the second one, guys, come on.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like we can just pass.
Okay.
Play the Ooze.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's a weapon here? Oh, baby.
Oh my god.
baby.
Insta play, right? I mean,
Yeah, for sure.
I don't have to rob this.
I think it's BM to not play it instantly.
Wow.
Feels good, man.
That was really good.
Feels good to be a shaman.
That was really good.
Feels good to be a shaman. Right now, Shaman got disrespected 3 times today. And Shaman's like, cash me outside. How about that?
You want to take this inside?
You want to take this inside? Oh, God. Oh, God, the commercial PTSD. Oh, man. That's my new product line. Guac Boy.
Guac Boy.
By Frodan.
Guac Boy by Frodan. You could just use the same commercial.
Yeah, it's the same repellent. I'm pretty sure it's the same repellent that keeps every Pokemon away from you for the next like 500 steps.
Well,
It repels women and Pokemon. Well, what do you do here? You're on 5 mana. You could reduce a little bit of damage through a Demon Wrath, but I don't really like the follow-up plays.
yeah, but then what? Looks like they're going to
Tapping
tap.
for Reno.
Imp Gang Boss. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think you
man.
got to reduce the damage here from Demon Wrath. You got to conserve every ounce of health you can until Reno. Maybe you pick up a taunt, and then you can, worst case scenario, Abyssal Force to clear. But the Pain Train is just getting started here for Tempo. They've got, well, they got the Feral Spirits, and that does play into AoE, but then they can just play another Feral Spirits.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Feral Spirits is definitely slated. There's some merit to saying, well, let's hold on. And maybe next turn we can play Aya, but if you just ping past this turn, that's giving a little bit too much initiative over to Complexity after you had such an explosive start. You've seen that they've struggled to remove your stuff all the way up until this point. Maybe they think that Hellfire is in the hand, and let's say they push 7 damage this turn, bring them down to 13.
And 10.
And then 10 from Hellfire. Is Feral Spirit reload enough for them to close out the game? It's tough, but I'm definitely leaning towards Spirits.
I like Spirits also because if they do play Reno, you have the most damage.
Post-Reno damage.
Post-Reno. That's also something that I'm in favor for. And also, if you just calculate raw damage too, like Feral Spirits over. I guess the problem is that if you play Feral Spirits now, you won't be able to play Aya the following turn or maybe the next 2 turns. But let's check in with the teams and see what they're thinking in these critical, pivotal moments.
Not enough. You have to tap into Hellfire, probably.
Yeah.
Can also copy Spirit Wolf. Does it ever help? Probably not.
If you copy a Spirit Wolf, then
I wonder.
puts this in ping. No.
And there's no way.
Just
There's
tap.
no way. It's only Hellfire.
Just concede.
That was the troll draw, right?
It wouldn't have been that good. So what do we...
Unbeast. That's a concede. Unbeast.
Nice.
Druid and Paladin.
Be honest with this guy. There's nothing written in that notebook.
His notebook was no, actually that's not true. His notebook was probably like a page dedicated to each strategy based on what they ban. Because I know Gara is a master guy. He's really good about preparing. So he's definitely like a master strategist. He loves like thinking about if they ban X, Y, Z, blah, blah, blah. But I think he left one page blank, which was if they ban Shaman. Because I thought that was a foregone conclusion probably in his mind. Tempo Storm banned Shaman almost instantly.
Yeah.
So it was just one of those things where they probably thought that, leaving Shaman open would be so easy for them. Let's kind of circle back here. As much as we're kind of saying like, wow, why didn't you ban Shaman? Ban Shaman. Shaman's like performing so well. Everyone's accounting for Shaman, so they bring decks that can beat it. And now Tempo Storm's up 3-1 in a really dominant position. All they have to do is beat Druid and Paladin, and then they're in the dominant position to just win the series.
Yeah, or either that or it was his diary. And he was taking it out to fill out. He's like, "Dear diary, today, me and the boys had great fun playing Shaman and winning 4 times in a row."
In a college rules notebook.
Yeah. He's like, and just saying it's
terrible.
Just
diary.
saying it's really starting to respect me more as a man.
Yeah.
It makes me feel all giddy inside.
Or maybe it's all his ideas for his perfume line.
Yeah.
Why would it make?
tap concede.
Well, I mean, Gara, let's be real here. He's like a guy that's known to try really hard for tournaments. He writes down a lot of stuff, always thinking about all of his bans. Oh, sorry, apologies, by the way. This match score is 4-1. That's right, because Druid and Paladin is the last class remaining. And even if they do, if Druid wins a game, then, what's stopping them from queuing Hunter, for example? Paladin, by the way, has not been played yet. That's,
it is still up.
Yeah.
And also, Hunter is pretty good against both of those classes.
Yeah.
So Hunter could just, finish out the series for Tempo Storm. You can't stress enough how good of a position this is for Tempo Storm. They went into not super unfavorable matchups, but even matchups, I'd say. The Dragon Priest can get off to a good start, and they took those wins. And crucial. And I think that this may make people rethink ban strategies in the future, maybe rethink what type of strategies they bring with the rest of their decks, whether or not they need to fit in more anti-aggro, whether or not they need to stop getting greedy with their decks. But now it's going to be time for Shaman versus Paladin. And right off the bat, Complexity's got a decent opening hand to deal with Shaman. So this is looking like it's going to be a pretty good start. I think the Paladin lives and dies by their opening hand in this matchup.
Yeah, that's what you really want. Doomsayer to start things off, but it's not the same days of yore where Coin Doomsayer dealt with pretty much every aggressive opening. Tempo Storm kept Spirit Claws. Can't really blame them. It's an opening play, which is what you want. Oh, they have got Tunnel Trog too. But Tunnel Trog is going to be met with the Doomsayer wall. Assuming Complexity goes for that too. I mean, they could opt to be greedy, but I do think that coining out Doomsayer is just better. The only thing is that when you coin Doomsayer, your Solemn Vigil only becomes 3, so you don't actually have that good of a follow-up play on turn 2. But you're even just stalling the momentum is really important, because you could follow it up with better stuff too. Wickerback Bone Bristles, not bad for a turn 3 play.
Yeah. Wicker Idiot Bristleback.
Yeah. I mean, do you really want to tempt fate by not playing the Doomsayer here?
Maybe they feel like they need to take a risk. Maybe they feel like the coin is going to be crucial. Maybe they feel like they have a read on Tempo Storm's hand that they won't be able to kill it by turn 3. They go, let's say they Tunnel Trog now and then go Totem Golem next turn, and then you play Doomsayer. They have 5 damage on board with 2 mana. They need 2 extra damage, so they either need Jade Claws or Flametongue Totem. So it's like a very specific sequence of draws that doesn't involve Small Time Buccaneer plus patches that could do it for you. So do you feel like taking the risk? Because if you go for that and that pays off and you get 3 minions caught up and you also, have more options because you kept the coin, then it could be an automatic win from that case.
Well, I'm trying to dive deep into the Complexity guy's head as patches is being drawn. It's a little bit unfortunate for Tempo Storm. They saw that Tempo kept 1 card, and that card wasn't played on turn 1. So what card would you keep that you don't play on turn 1 when you top deck a Tunnel Trog? And that kind of feeds a little bit of information, like, well, maybe that's like a Spirit Claws, or maybe it's another Tunnel Trog.
Small Time Buccaneer?
I feel like you'd probably even want to play Small Time Buccaneer because it's a little bit more damage output, because that Paladin kind of wants to start on it. So I think that gives them a lot of information of like, this is kind of what the opening hand is starting like, and if it is the Spirit Claws, it's less likely he should be able to kill his Doomsayer. We should get this out while we can.
It's a great point, actually.
So then Complexity, when this Doomsayer activates, because it doesn't look like it's going to die at all, it's just going to be stuck hero powering, and then that comes down to Tempo Storm's very critical turn number 3 there. They need to pick up something really impactful. Even the 4-mana 7/7, the Flame Wreath Faceless, it's not even... It can be dealt with pretty easily by an Elder Peacekeeper. So let's find out what happens with Tempo Storm in coming turns here.
Yeah, swing at the 1/1. Blood Mage Buccaneer into 7/7 next turn.
I mean, you mean swing with the 3/3. Because we play towns.
Either that, or you can consider toteming here. Toteming here isn't bad either. Like, just because
do we need to cycle the Thanos? Our hand is kind of.
I kind of like getting the Blood Mage. I like getting the Blood Mage down next turn just because we're going to 7 on 4.
No.
So we want to be able to swing into like.
The Blood Mage is better this turn because if he plays War Leader, we want to have the 3 attack weapon.
No, yeah, exactly.
The only difference is, So we play Blood Mage and the Buccaneer.
The thing is, we could play patches and then go phase 3 damage, but I guess it's better to have the. Yeah, I'm just saying. I'm just going over everything what we have. Because we're losing, obviously, 3 damage here.
Yeah, we're good.
The Blood Mage should stick over 2.
They use the. Very important is that they use the coin, so they cannot coin through silver here. The best play would be just Blue Gil or War Leader.
Blue Geo.
Blue Gil.
But the claw,
just-
the burn,
just-
that's annoying.
Just play the burn bristle, it's fine.
Yeah. I mean, obviously we're not getting so much of the heal value.
They also have patches in the hand, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
What can you do?
Sure.
Better
you
still.
get-
I think it's way
No,
better
are
still.
you sure?
Yeah, dude. I mean, the chances of him having Elders, not super. Like, I just feel like the chances of him having Wild Pyromancer.
No, later it will just get equalityed.
Dude, but like, how much damage is this small time going to be doing if he doesn't have a Wild Pyro quality next turn? It's going to be sticking around for at least 3 to 4 turns behind the Feral Spirits. That's at least 12 damage that we're pushing
Yeah,
with it.
Patches and Feral Spirits is much better.
It's 100% better.
Okay, sure.
100% better to Patches Feral Spirit here.
Okay.
If he doesn't have the board clear, I think we just win straight up.
Yeah.
And I think
What
winning
can
out
he
the
do?
Doomsayer on 1
Okay, so he
indicates
could
that he doesn't have the
true
board clear.
silver, right? And if he true silvers, it's fine if we go for the Feral Spirits.
Yeah, we're still pushing like 9 damage with it. Minimum.
Yes, absolutely. 27-7 here is just like a way to lose.
Yeah. We can still like draw stuff as well. And we have potential the Thanos to cycle. Like if he has nothing, he plays at least a minion, right? We could cycle the Thanos.
I
Because
don't
we
understand
lose-
why they didn't queue Paladin earlier. Like Wicker Flame and all this stuff, it seems like they're playing pretty anti-aggressive.
Whatever. Who cares? Who cares what you're thinking?
No.
I mean,
You could hear the pain in Justin's voice right as we got out of that listening. Oh no!
Yeah.
Ripping pepperonis.
I mean, well, yeah. If you want to get through this this Tyrion and keep your Blood Mage alive, because it is more damage, you do end up making yourself weaker to Consecration. Well, Consecration just pretty much clears your board. Man, this is actually a really tough turn here from Temple Storm. I'm actually slightly tempted to even draw, too, because you do have damage. I don't know how important it is to get weapon damage versus it is to get board.
Yeah, I do like playing into Consecrate. I feel like you're not going to win at this point if they draw into Consecration. And this is how their trades best work out. They can re-equip with the J Claws and roll into a Flame Ray Face this turn and just, hope that these threats go unmatched. Wild Pyromancer picked up, so Wild Pyro, Equality, and Solemn Vigil are an option.
Yeah.
Also, though, Finja is an option. If they feel like they could take damage for one more turn, then Finja plus Equality next turn might be able to take out some more stuff. But being able to start fresh on an empty board and draw 2 cards, I don't know, that feels pretty good.
I agree. I think being able to draw these cards and you still have Forbidden Healing in the hand, yeah, definitely a recipe for success here. Complexity just has to avoid getting some bad draws. Having 2 Murlocs in the hand with Finja is actually not necessarily a bad thing, but he doesn't want to draw any more. Flaming Face is always a little bit scary in the face of Aldor Peacekeeper. Could end up just getting shut down of damage, but at the same time, it's time to pony up. You have very limited time against the Paladin, and you take advantage of these coming turns before turn 8, essentially. Turn 8 is when Paladin starts getting out of reach of everything.
Yeah, their next couple turns are a little bit awkward by playing the Flaming Faces this turn. They roll into 5 mana so they can hit re-equip Hammer of Twilight, but it delays Aya Black Ball. But it seems like they're okay with that. Oh, 1 mana away! And also Finja becomes less useful.
Yeah, Finja is definitely not as strong. Let's check in with Complexity and see what they're talking about.
And go face, right? We have 9, they can never kill us.
Yeah. Sure. I mean, it's also just a build-up.
Yeah.
Hey.
No,
So
we
might not
need
play an extra minion.
We need the second Ferals now.
Yeah.
So we play Hammer of Twilight and push face with the.
Yeah.
I don't think they have lethal setup, right? Maybe they do.
But we have to do this no matter what.
No.
There's no way we kind of
Yeah,
save.
before the
Face.
Yeah, Freeze Mage is a problem, so... Like, you cannot win against Freeze Mage with Murloc.
How often does that happen?
Where you just kill them straight up with Murloc in the hand.
They just killed them.
Well, I think
on turn
you know,
7.
a huge part of that was Barnes on turn 4. A card that people were targeting as one of the most powerful, if not the most powerful of the card of the set. I think that and Spirit Claws, Maelstrom Portal, like some of these really, really strong cards. Barnes kind of slipped under the radar again. People have forgotten how strong it can be for turn 4 play, especially when it summons Tyrion or Ragnaros or some of these other really high impact Death Rattle cards.
It's not fair, Dan. The Shaman didn't deserve that.
Sure. One, I mean, you call him a Shaman a terrorist, I call it a Freedom Fighter.
Yeah. We are going to be going to a break. But when we come back, we're going to see if Tempo Storm can close out the series against Complexity, if the Hunter can see some action. So don't go anywhere, guys. More Trinity Series right after this. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Hearthstone Trinity Series presented by ESL and Twitch. My name is CJ, joined once again by Brodan, and we're about to jump into what could be the final part of the series between Tempo Storm and Complexity. Tempo Storm's got a pretty good lead thanks to the Shaman.
Yeah, I think the Shaman's got a good enough amount of wins on the board, and if Tempo Storm can't close it out from here, then they have to rethink their non-Shaman plan, because their Shaman plan's definitely working out really well.
Well, they have Hunter, which lines up really nicely against the final 2 decks from Complexity. Complexity actually said we're really worried about Freeze Mage in the final moments of the listen-in from the end of the last game when they won. So if Tempo Storm were to have Freeze Mage, then they would do really well against the Paladin. Maybe not necessarily the Druid that they have left as well. But one thing's for certain, and that's that Tempo Storm has got a huge lead and a ton of advantages going to these last, potentially 5 matches, probably less. So it's up to Complexity to really start winning some unfavorable matchups, I feel.
Yeah, I mean, and it's definitely possible, squeezing out a couple of these games, but they have to win 2.5 games for every one they lose, which means they're just one of these decks has to get 3 wins, or else they just they're gonna be too far behind.
They're donezo.
So we'll see. Like, I mean, in the end, they could win like the next game or 2 games, but Tempo Storm's gonna start queuing up decks that they think is the best suited to kill this. So they've got Hunter right now. That's right, Hunter. And you might be seeing a little bit more Hunter these days. If Pirates get taken out, maybe that's where Hunter can finally find its place in the metagame, TJ.
Yeah, if some of those early game tools from a lot of decks are cut off or cut down, then that's where sort of Hunter found its weakness, is that it did great at capitalizing on weak early games and mid games, and being able to, just snowball early boards and compound damage with those strong minions. And if some of that is taken away, then Hunter, I think, would be in a pretty reasonable spot, especially if Jade decks become really popular. I feel like Hunter is one of the decks that can capitalize on Jade decks the most. So that's definitely going to be something to look forward to in the coming weeks when we have changes.
Agreed. Now, the part of the reason why Hunter is really strong is because it can leverage any kind of medium-sized board into major damage, and it ramps up very quickly. It's not a linear damage deck like Face Hunter. Face Hunter was very like, I'll do 2 damage this turn, 4 damage the next turn, 7 damage the next turn, 10 damage, and just kind of continue to increase until you deal with it. Hunter's like, I'll do 2 damage this turn, maybe or I'll do no damage the first couple turns, then I'll do 2 damage, and then I'll do 6 damage, and then I'll do like 20 damage. It gets really crazy really fast. So Paladin can't out-heal it, nor do they have an easy time dealing with all the death battles.
So look at all these golden cards. Golden Call of the Wild, Golden Barnes, which is a legendary. They don't even have Golden Hunter, and they don't even have Hunter leveled all the way because they don't even have Golden Kill Command, which is a basic card.
Yeah. Huh. Interesting.
Yeah.
I would have figured Gara would have a Golden Hunter. He definitely does. He definitely does. Let's check in with Tempo Storm and Gara, the Hunter expert, and see what they're up to.
I almost still want to go minion here, but it's probably worth just stopping the draws.
Only Leok is bad. Because they can't
Remember kill command just to stay on curve? I mean, is the on curve damage important later?
I think kill command's fine, right? Because we're
Leok
not
is bad.
afraid of anything to deal 5 with kill command later.
Yeah, I mean, Gar makes a good point. Only Leok's bad, saying we go animal.
It's 66% chance for a good animal, and he can't out decorate, so he can't true silver punish.
But it gives him the ability to play the outdoor as follow-up as well. And then
Yeah, so technically 2 are...
That's a fair point.
I think the idea of just removing this is...
If you go kill
100%
command, we go Barnes into Animal Companion. That seems
Yeah,
also
for sure. Yeah, I like the kill command.
And I was actually thinking if there's something you want to kill command against him.
The card starving strategy worked well last week. Let's just stick with it this
I'm
matchup.
thinking if there's something we want to kill command. Is there something we want to kill command in this matchup?
Maybe Finja.
Some Taunt Master this.
Do we care about?
Uh,
I mean, if we Hound Master, we play the War Leader here. If he doesn't trade,
but maybe the Burn Bristol is good still.
I also don't mind the Burn Bristol.
Shield.
If he Hound Masters, we burn bristles, then he can still trade into a Dread, and it's not amazing.
Well, it's traced the shield, right? Only.
It's not amazing, as Good says. I think the War Leader is better.
Yeah.
If he War Leader, he still has to trade.
Sure.
If he doesn't trade, we wreck him.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Hot Master trade. Yeah,
It's for sure worth it.
Yeah.
I mean, if they have True Silver, we're still pushing a lot of damage. The question is, do we go face? Nah, it's probably not worth.
No, because of Blue Geo.
Blue girl.
The face damage is kind of important, but then again, not that important. Especially early, because now he doesn't get true silver heal.
Yeah, I think Gar summarized me and TJ's thoughts exactly. It's that you care about board early on, because mid-range Hunter, you're going to get that damage in, but like we said, you really ramp in that damage fast. Look, next turn, if they really want to maximize their damage, let's say hypothetically got Huffer, that's 14 damage. That's half your life. That's turn 5. It gets fast really quick if you're not careful.
And Hunter cards usually do really well if you have no board, and not that well, or really well if you have a board, and not that well if you don't have a board. You know, cards like Savannah Highmane. Savannah Highmane is a fantastic card if you play it on an empty board or if you have the lead. But if you play it from behind, that gives your opponent lots of time to react to it and trade favorably, like Aldor Peacekeeper. If you present multiple threats for them to Aldor, then that sort of stuff happens. Even Call of the Wild and Animal Companion, you know, two very similar cards. They get a lot better if you have stuff on board. Oh, the Desert Camel again.
That tech is so nasty against decks that don't have 1-drops like Paladin. And if it summons out an injured Cavaldir, that's pretty devastating. Not to mention it thins your deck.
Yeah. They talked about their curve earlier, Templestorm did, where they were going to go turn 4 Barnes and turn 5 Animal Companion Quickshot. This basically is the same thing, except you just get more power from what would have been an Animal Companion, and you could still do exactly the same. Next turn you could go Barnes into hero power if that's that's the case. Definitely going to think it through, though, whether or not they want to trade, if they want to use Quick Shot or Hero Power. If Desert Campbell is even what they want to go for over Animal Companion because of how the board state is.
It just feels like Desert Campbell's good because it pulls a card from your deck, so you don't have to draw it later.
And it reduces the risk that you actually draw a 2-1 the following turn. Assuming that this is the same deck from last week, which ran only two 1 drops, and they were both injured Cavaliers. Wow.
What if it just like pulled the patches out of nowhere? It's like, what? Desert Camel summon patches? That'd be really hilarious. That'd be the ultimate troll.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm playing Curator Hunter. Complexity, looks like they got the True Silver Champion. Let's tune in with them and see what they're up to.
They want to play high main. If they play high main, they have to trade everything they're in. I mean, I don't know.
I think we choose and next time we can blue grill into Aldous or Hymen.
It's also only the 1-3 and the 2-4 they have to trade into the burn person.
Yeah, okay.
I think we have to choose silver simply.
The Cuffling doesn't do much here, right? It doesn't do anything for the bot.
You're right. It's fine. I agree.
Kill the beast.
Yeah, the beast.
Patient with it. That's a lot of damage they're taking over. I mean, we have the Animal Companion here for sure. Leox insane.
It almost doesn't really matter. I think I go Barnes because we can get a different.
Dude, I think it's Leoc, man. This is like the one turn we'll actually get Leoc damage.
Yeah, I think Leoc is best.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Because Barnes is like, if you top deck, if it's the high main, he uses quality, or he can
also make sure to hero power every turn. We want a lethal on 9.
No, hero power return is not that important. But I think the Barnes is much better if they clear the board than the animal.
Yeah, exactly. So you play companion instead.
Yeah, Barnes is the post. Fur would have been better. Leoc would have been better. Yeah, it's actually the worst one.
I never skill command here. Never. Because we can Barnes kill command.
Yeah, just fit in the hero powers. I like it.
I mean, they lose if they don't have the quality clear. But yeah, we expect them to have the first combo, but don't expect them to have the second combo. I think we should, at this point, they also used one Aldo, that's a big deal. So Mufasa would be great. A lot of great draws.
Kind of want to get the Vika Flame down.
Honestly, the War Leader Blue Guild combo isn't doing anything because we could just trade our face into the 4-4 and Blue Guild into the 3-2. It's like almost the same. So it's probably not.
I kind of want to keep it for next turn, so Blue Grill plus War Leader.
Okay, so then what are you thinking?
I would just Vika Flame Blue.
Yeah, that's what I like as well, to be honest. I think it's better than Peacekeeper, for sure. Yeah, I like it.
Is it never Aldor? It's a 3-2.
No, it has to be the Blue Guild this turn.
They're getting also quite low on health. Good.
Yeah, this is the issue with the Hunter.
Complexity has a lot of chemistry, and they agree on a lot of things. One thing that they will never agree on is how to pronounce bluegill.
I had no idea where you were going with that, but I'm glad we landed on it.
Oh! That's the
Yeah.
second week in a row that Templestorm has ripped the Savannah Highmane from the barns,
Yeah.
and that makes things problematic.
I mean, there's a lot of things that are problematic. Infested Wolf, Kindly Grandmother, the Savannah Highmanes. There's not many minions left in the Hunter's deck because they've already drawn a lot of it through the Injured Cavaldier and stuff. So they did a good job holding on to Barnes. Now, if they hero power, they're actually setting themselves up to weave in like more hero powers in the next couple turns, which is important because they're trying to see if they can end the game on turn 9. You heard their strategy because Call of the Wild comes out. You got Leok and you got Huffer. So any minion you can get on board on turn 8 and stick will be ones that amplify your damage significantly.
Yeah, now this is an awkward turn for Complexity because Outdoor Peacekeeper, the most damage you can take off the board is 2.
Gosh.
Loot Hoarder doesn't do anything, doesn't have any immediate impact. Your next turn is pretty much slated for Ragnaros the Light Lord, not by want, but sort of by necessity, because you'll probably die. And yeah, everything's just, well, that's one thing that's gone right for Complexity, I guess, is that they can't see, is that Templestorm has a pretty poor draw on this turn with Injured Cavaldier.
Mm-hmm. So they need to protect that Jaime from getting cleared immediately.
I think you just you just use all of your cards except Call of the Wild, slam that hero power, and the question is, where do you make trades if you do make trades? Or don't make trades and try and set up for Call of the Wild to stick on the board, perhaps, I don't know.
Yeah.
So let's see, Kill Command, that can go into the 3/3 if they feel.
1/4 into 2/1, 2/2. Oh, they need to actually create board space for a Call of the Wild, so I actually like that trade.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes the most sense here. Then add 4 damage to face. And set up for Call of the Wild. So this is going to be a tough spot for Complexity to fight back. Let's tune into them and see what they're thinking for what could be their last turn here.
Oh, the light lord is very good, wow.
Makes sense. They have, like, this card is definitely Call of the Wild that they have in hand.
So how much damage do we have with Core?
14, right? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
We have to trade something in first, probably like...
Nah, we would trade the 2-1, right? Then they would have a perfect room.
No, we don't trade. We can't trade.
We trade. Yeah, we might have to, I guess taking a 50-50 is stupid since they have too many minions. Yeah. Alright.
So they have...
I wonder.
They trade a Cavaldi when they have 3, 5, plus 4, plus 5. Yeah, 14. Yeah, just Light Lord and Face probably. And when we hope to get like... Yeah, Pyro maybe. I think it has to be Light Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah. They have to trade something in before even. So, yeah.
We get
What's the
Huffer and
mathematical
Leok.
order?
Right? We
What's the
get Huffer and
mathematical
Leok.
order?
You trade the 1/4 in.
Hoffer's first. No, Hoffer and Leok get summoned first.
Hoffer
Features
and Leok
last.
are summoned first. He's just
Yeah, Hoffer and Leok, it's 100%. So Leok doesn't get summoned. So you just play Call of the Wild and win and go face. I mean, it should be.
It's in alphabetical. HIJKLMN. Right? So, yeah.
Wait, it's enough without?
Is it enough, though, with Leok and Hoffer?
6, 10, 15, 16. No, it's not. 4, 5, 6. Plus
We do it
6.
anyway, and we just trade. We do value trades.
You don't trade. You don't trade. It's lethal. Just
Oh, is it lethal? Okay, so it's actually lethal.
yes.
Yeah, buddy.
It's always lethal.
Thank you to my kindergarten teacher telling me the ABCs.
I mean, I knew that, but if we have lethal without, then we do it. Just because.
It actually wasn't lethal without. We needed the 2 damage
Yeah,
from the Barnes. It was 1 off if we traded Barnes first. So
The plays, bro, the plays.
yeah, I know.
Nice.
Shout out to all the kindergarten teachers in New Jersey, USA. You did good job raising Victor.
A well job.
But not
maybe
me,
no thanks to the
apparently.
kindergarten teachers.
Yeah.
Fun fact: you are from the same hometown as VLPS. Or very close.
That would be news to me.
Really?
I grew up in the same state as him.
Okay, I thought
we're
you were
both from New Jersey.
Well, my whole family's from the same.
The armpit of America.
My whole family's from the same county as VLPS. I thought yours was.
Oh, you're
too.
from Jersey too?
My family is.
Okay.
I never lived there, but
Right
my whole
on, right
family
on.
is from Morris County, which is where
Well,
VLPS resides.
Good thing they remembered that alphabetically is the order of which Call of the Wild is summoned. So I before E.
Except after
except
C.
after me. Sure.
Yep.
Yeah. So
That makes sense.
It makes sense if you think about it. Let's go into the last game. Druid is the last deck remaining for Complexity before that Red L becomes a reality. And that would be pretty hard for Complexity to take, because they'd be in a good position to get top 4 if they could win the next 2 games. But now being up down 2-3 in the standings would be a dramatic shift. So they really need to have this Druid sweep. And if there's one deck that historically was always able to sweep because of just how it can open up, it's definitely Druid. Druid is one of those decks that always has those ridiculous openers because of Innervate and Wild Growth. So don't ever sleep on Druid too much. But this
Maybe
is
not nowadays, though. I mean, it can get a little bit rough with the starts, but that's a pretty good start for them. Have to see, they're definitely going to be an uphill battle for Complexity. One thing that I am super psyched for if Tempo Storm wins is, what would that make us with? We'd have G2 at 3-2. We'd have Team Liquid at 3-2. We'd have Tempo Storm at 3-2, and we'd have Complexity at 3-2. With 2 teams playing tomorrow that are 2-2.
Right.
So we'd have 5 teams at the end of the week with 2-2 guaranteed, or 3-2 guaranteed, which would make things crazy going into the last 2 weeks for playoff standings and viability. So that would a part of me wants to root for Tempo Storm just because of that. It would make for a more exciting, sprint to the finish line for the Trinity Series.
This would definitely be exciting for sure. Now, Desert Camel is one of the strongest cards against Druid, because Druid doesn't really have anything but spells early on. But Druid's got some plays. You got Innervate Jade Blossom, and that's something to think about. Do you want to actually innervate that out? You do get that Mana Crystal. How fast do you want to get onto the board as Hunter? They choose not to, but what do you think, TJ?
Yeah, that one's a little bit tougher because you don't guarantee a play on the next turn. Innervate Jade Spirit into Jade Blossom sort of serves the same purpose, except you front load power and backload the ramp, which still effectively in the grand scheme of things still gets you to the same place. It just gets you there, I think, a little bit more smoothly than if you were to do it sort of the other way around and float a turn early on.
Yep, keeps your options open.
Yeah.
And now that you have Nourish, Jade Blossom into Nourish makes a lot more sense. Tempo Storm's going to try to answer this the best way they know how, is tune in and find out what they're talking about.
Camel to camel.
Oh, yeah, Camel for
Camel
sure.
is better than Bow.
Camel to Camel is just better now.
Absolutely.
Yeah, or just Camel to Bow, but Camel to Camel's insane too.
Camel to camel.
All we have to do is just not draw the second.
That's my Camel right there.
That's Tusker
Nice.
Totemic in 2017.
Tusker Totemic? 2017?
Bring
It's
in
the same
Tusker.
stats. It's the same stats.
Yeah,
He's
same
gonna
high
play
roll.
Jade Blossom, right? Yeah. They ramp to 5.
That's pretty sick.
We play another camel.
Yeah, we just Camel again for sure.
No, it depends if we draw. If we draw the
Nah, you
quad-
always Camel.
we absolutely don't camel. If we draw Qualia,
draw
we
the
go
one.
Bow. If we draw Qualia,
Oh yeah, if we draw Cavaldier, we don't, but
Then we play Bow.
that's true.
that's the only draw. Camel's so sick.
I mean, it just kind of makes sense what they did this trade.
Yeah.
Okay.
Camel. Let's do the trades first, so
It doesn't matter.
doesn't matter. Kind of want to value trade the 2-4 into the 1-1 though.
The 2-4 into the
2-2
1-1.
into
What?
the 2-2 and 2-4 into the 1-1.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
You like it too, Sane? Yeah. You like, yeah. We like this.
Value trade.
Yeah, because
If you trade this
it
into
just gets rid of the 1-1 for free essentially.
Okay,
if you
sure.
could, if you do this trade, we play a little bit more into swipe. But I mean, this spot is
Yeah,
always
sure. Yeah. Make it harder for him to kill the second camel too.
Wait, but I killed the 1-1, not the 2-1.
No, the 1-1, the 1-1.
Yeah, take the free trade on the 1-1, I think.
Free kill.
Yeah, it's better. Yeah, I agree. It's better.
Does it? I think that was just wrong. But that doesn't matter.
You have to Jade Spirit again, right?
What?
You have to Jade Spirit again. You have to play the minion, I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it's quite obvious. We can't ramp. Yeah, you have to develop.
Yeah, I think it's Jade Spirit.
Yeah.
Doesn't feel amazing, but yeah. I just hope that we get Jade Burmese or Aya.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, Complexity is still on the board a bit more than you would expect, considering Temple Storm went Desert Camel into Desert Camel. 4 2-4s on the board on turn 3. That's a tough thing to be able to beat, but Complexity might be able to have the tools to do it. It's definitely going to depend on their next couple of draws.
Yeah, I mean, Complexity hasn't had a bad hand either. They ramped early on twice over. They got Innervate and they got Jade Blossom, and now they're hitting a couple of their Jade ramp cards. So they hit the Jade Behemoth or they hit Aya, then maybe they're the ones going to start commanding board position. It's really easy for Hunter to lose it these days because their minions tend to be pretty flimsy outside of Savannah High main. It seems like they're going to secure the board here by using a quick shot instead. King Zealot seems to be just stronger in stats. You could play kind of Grandmother that evolves to a King Zealot, but you can just have the King Zealot. Whoa!
And they get a free rag to go along with it.
Dang, they've been drawing all the cards from their deck. I thought Hunter struggled with card draw, but they've drawn 2 cards, or 3 cards rather.
Yeah.
And they have tracking to dig deeper too. Look at that though, Complexity getting Jade Behemoth right on curve. That was pretty important.
But what wins? A Druid that draws incredibly well, or a Hunter that draws incredibly well?
That's hard to say.
Probably Druid.
Yeah, I mean, Druid's ramp is not... I mean, that's a lot of stats for 6 mana.
Yeah.
7-10? And Hunter's been trying to control the board with 2 4s.
Yeah, this one...
So the draw's been pretty even, I'd say, this game.
Yeah, this one's actually could be pretty close, especially with these trades here. Let's go and listen in to Tempo Storm and see what they think of their position in this game.
Yeah, we bow.
Nah, I think Bow is a bit better.
So we bow and play the...
Bow and Kindly Grandmother, and then 2-4 into the 2-1.
Is there anything else? So we could...
Yeah.
Okay, if we kill command, we would kill... So if we would kill command, we would kill command the 4-4 and play the Kindly Grandmother.
It's not as good. It's just not
Never.
fun, right?
Yeah, we get the bow out, use the weapon charges.
Yeah.
And we're likely
we
to
take
have
another
kill command
voucher.
value next turn. With the Kindly Grandmother being played this turn, we're likely to have a beast stick around.
Right.
Now, if we would tracking, yeah, like we could get Hymen now,
Not
That's
worth
We have to kill.
It's not worth
But we
it.
probably have to kill command next turn. Is it really better to attack with the 2-4? I guess it
Yeah.
was.
Yes.
I mean, this guy protects us from swipe, but we damage the beast. That's what I'm saying. I guess we need the minions for trading into his minions right now.
Yeah. We have to start pulling ahead on board.
Oh yeah, his jades are really big.
Yeah, they're pretty big.
It's gonna be tough to survive.
We have the rag though. We have the rag. We have the king.
Yeah,
Call the
but
wild.
if he has jades every turn, we lose. It's too slow, the rag.
He's gonna run out. I mean, he's gonna have one of those turns where
There's going to be a turn where he has to play Nourish eventually.
Nourish or Drake, and he's just not developing a Jade.
Wrath for 1. No, we just Nourish, yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep.
Now we have the decision between ramping and Raven idle for something.
And Wrath.
And Rev. The ramp doesn't do much, right? I think the idle might give us something we can play which actually has an impact. Yeah, I would Raven Idol for spell.
I like it. Let's high roll this Jade thingy. I think Mark of the Wild has to be.
I don't see it.
It's Starfire. I'm just gonna.
Yeah,
take
just pick
It's
it.
the best one. I'm gonna trade the Beast probably. I'm gonna actually not. It doesn't make sense to trade the Beast. They have another one.
If I have high mine, now we're in a rough spot. We just bricked the entire turn.
Gonna play tracking, right? So it's fine.
So our bow's gonna kill the 4/2.
Yeah, we will bow it. I was just thinking about how we kill. We definitely bow it. And
Get a 3-drop here.
Look for a companion or deadly shot, I think.
Oh damn, we could go string of one tiger, but the deadly shot is so important.
I think deadly shot is actually better than tiger, right?
They're banning warrior. Do you think they have the 5/10s? I don't know if they even have
5/5 only deals with another Jade 5/5 because we play the long game. Deadly shot will actually probably pick up more value.
What if they go Aya? Then the deadly shot kind of sucks. Can we push lethal damage with the tiger with kill command in hand? Like over the, some turns with
You
rag?
want to push 3 here or what?
I think honestly, if they don't have Ancient of War, I think Stranglethorn's better. Just because their Jades are.
Why not play around it? Let's just pick the deadly.
All right, go deadly, go deadly. I mean, if they have Ancient of War, it's a huge tempo swing in our favor. I think it's worth it.
Yeah, and here I
Get the
think
hero power in. Start getting those hero powers in.
Bump grandma. You want more pressure on the board. Bump the grandma to trade it in, right? Because you have another grandma. Yeah.
It's close, man.
All right, deadly shot over the tiger. DJ, when we were looking at the tracking, I was like, dude, if they get the tiger though.
The exact scenario that Garo called out as being terrible for the deadly shot has become a reality with the Aya Black Paw. That also plays good well into Rag too. Aya super tough for Rag to hit. I don't know. This one might be going the ways of complexity. Tiger could have been played last turn, guaranteed that extra 5 damage, and now they're staring at a board that's pretty insurmountable. They're gonna have to rely on, I think, just brute force damage.
Yeah, maybe this ends up being just a race. You know? Who knows about like how much can Druid really race you versus if you push them. So like right now you have 3, 5. Let's say you hero power 7 damage, and then Rag is 8 damage. You put him at 15, or you can do 15 damage over 2 turns. That's still a little bit off. I guess you could use Call of the Wild to finish it off. But then what if Druid just has, swipes or another rat to get through and he's putting you on the clock? It's tough, man. I mean, maybe you just kill command defensively. Kill command the 5/5. Push the 5 damage you have right now and hope that Rag can carry you.
Yeah, and that's exactly what's going to happen. Going to try and spread the wealth on their board. So even if Aya trades into the 3/3, Deadly Shot's going to rip a good target next turn if they don't feel comfortable with the Rag. So I don't know. It's going to be close. This one is definitely one of the games where it's been incredibly difficult for me to tell the outcome based off of the board states for the past couple turns. It's definitely tough.
Man, swipe would be so good right now if complexity had in the hand. Drake into swipe would be just devastating. Yeah. They're going to try to fish for it.
Still 2 swipes up in the deck.
No, another wild growth.
Oh, that's so bad.
So they can mulch a 4/3.
Then they know Rag's coming. They know Rag is in the hand.
Oh, right. Then they can trade in Mark of the Wild, I guess.
Do you trade a Mark of the Wild? Do you Mark of the Wild first and then trade? You Mark of the Wild first and then trade. You sort of get the Jade that comes out sort of has charge, I guess, in a way, in a sense. But I guess it's sort of the same way. That blocks more damage. I think that's probably better. But let's go ahead and listen in to Temple Storm and see how they're planning on closing out this game.
Someone's swipe in hand. Man, if you find another kill...
Oh, yeah.
So there's no...
We have 1 kill command left.
Damn, I like to YOLO Deadly Shot.
YOLO
It's still
Deadly
curve out
Shot.
with Tundra Rhino.
And Tundra Rhino?
It's so much damage we push. Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
worth
it
going for the
actually
50-50.
looks okay. It looks okay. Yeah, Deadly Shot for sure.
If you rag, it's
The Rag is actually
right?
bad here, yeah.
Yeah, we're missing a lot of damage.
50-50, boys.
So Tundra...
You trade everything in, you Tundra Rhino, go face. because the Rhino is actually scarier than anything else, right?
What do you trade in? I
You
think,
trade everything else. You don't trade the
keep
Rhino.
Tundra Rhino alive. Okay, yeah, keep the Tundra Rhino alive. It's 5 health. You have Call the Wild follow up.
That's a very important draw. Auctioneer.
I think we're
Wild
going
Growth.
this Gadget-san, right?
Yeah, we have 2 Feral Rages.
Yeah, just go
We
Auctioneer
innovate
and Wild
first.
Growth. No, Innovate first. Innovate first, yeah.
Yeah.
Winner wait.
Oh, wow.
I think we should do that.
No, he can play Call of the Wild and he can Call of the Wild and when everything gets...
Yeah.
But if we multi-plays Rag, or do you we just don't care, right? We just go with this Wild Growth line.
We can even get Jade Idol.
Yeah. Just do the
okay,
Wild Growth.
okay.
We have Jade Isles as well. Just, yeah, cycle it and then see. We need a Jade Isles now. Sure, now we mulch it.
Yeah. We just mulch it. It's fine.
Aye.
But honestly, Rag is not Rag is fine here, right?
And
Yeah.
and they also have a Call of the Wild is also not. Okay.
This was a good turn. This is a good turn.
And also we can draw another one.
How big are the Jades? 7/7, right? So
They
the
still have
Rag
Feral
still,
Rage. They still have Feral Rage. Absolutely no way I go for this.
yeah, the Rag still clears the Jades. We're still in a good spot. We get to look at
So
board,
Aya is
actually.
dead. Yeah. So second elephant or something would be really bad, I guess. But besides that, we can Savannah high main plus Shattered some play.
It seems like Complexity might have stabilized.
Yeah, dude,
Feral
I was
Rage.
telling you, man, Druid can just sometimes draw really well.
Yeah, and the Tempo Storm, even though they're given a lot of time, they weren't able to piece together damage, and I guess that's the benefit of having that early Jade ramp from Complexity. So looks like they're going to be able to, I don't want to call it early, but I can imagine that this one's pretty much over. With 10 damage on the board and 5 damage from hand, plus the potential for the Rag. This Ragnaros from Tempo Storm has to do some serious work.
Yeah, it's to snipe the 7/7 first. And it does.
Okay.
And then Complexity, they can deal with the Rag, or they can just Rag themselves. The safer line is to Azure Drake and then swipe the opponent Rag.
Setting up lethal with Jades. 8-8, 9-9, go
Yeah.
face.
Hunter's too slow. Look at that.
Too slow, oh no.
Yeah, they took a big risk on the deadly shot, just didn't work out. And they had the dream start. They had double Desert Camel.
If they had landed that deadly shot, this game would have been over.
Yeah, the game
And
would have been way over.
I think they realized that, taking a 50% chance to win the game on the spot, or, 50% chance to maybe win the game, like that type of risk is definitely something that we've come to, associate with Tempo Storm. But it didn't work out for them there. Weren't able to get that deadly shot to land. And now Complexity has a little bit of a new life.
Yeah, no, that was, obviously from the series, when you lose an unfavorable matchup like that, that is like really reinvigorating. You feel like, okay, maybe we can do this. Like maybe the worst matchups are out of the way because Tempo Storm still has Mage up. And if they bring a Reno Mage, that's good against that. They still have Warlock up, so maybe it's good against Reno Warlock. Maybe Jade Druid can bring this back. You never know.
The Jade Druid, not as a reverse sweep, but a reverse 4-game sweep. It's got to win 3 more, and that's against Mage, Warlock, and the last deck, which is it Priest? It's Priest.
It could be, yeah.
Yeah. So Priest is Mage, Warlock, and Priest. The 3, what is it? Cabal. The Cabal classes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cabal classes.
Cabal classes. If you don't mind me role playing for a moment. And we'll see if Tempo Storm can close it out.
You can role play any day with me, TJ.
Thanks, Dan. I appreciate that open invitation. I know that you will come to regret it. But let's go ahead and take a look at some statistics that we have available to you guys for these two teams. It's the pilot wins. These are wins that these players have received when they are piloting decks. Oh no, VLPS.
Yikes.
Well, Justine and Gara have a nice balance there. I think VLPS has suffered from playing the decks that may not necessarily be crucial in Tempo Storm strategies much of the time. He plays a lot of the Priest. He plays sometimes a lot of the Paladin.
It's a team effort.
Excuses
guys.
for VLPS.
It's a team effort. It's a team effort. When one player wins a lot more than the others, it doesn't necessarily mean that that player is just, single-handedly carrying the team.
Yeah.
And vice versa.
Let's just mold this into one bar. This is a team effort. That's 20 wins.
It is interesting, though, to see how it breaks down. I wonder if that plays into Tempo Storm psyche at all. If Gar is saying, like, listen, you're not even winning games, bro. Don't talk.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're like that at all. I don't think they are.
No. That's funny, though. It's funny to think about. But we'll see how Tempo Storm decides to answer with this situation. 3 chances left to beat the Druid. That's all they have to do is defeat a Druid. But 2 of those matchups are bad. One of those matchups is...
Assuming that they're playing that list. I mean, maybe they're playing Freeze Mage. Maybe they're playing Tempo Mage. They also could be playing Zoo.
They did try out the Zoo last week, but Priest is going to be the first choice here. Let's see if VLPS can add to that game score for himself. He could get a maximum possible of 2 wins after this week, personally, for himself. But we'll see. Okay start for Tempo Storm.
Yeah. Getting early game dragons is important. What they need to do is to just get that early game curve and pressure the Druid. A lot of people think that at the very beginning stages, Jade Druid was favored against Priest because, well, it's Priest. How fast can they really rush me down and whatnot? But as the win rate started fleshing out a little bit more and more sample sizes were given, people realized that Priest actually does do a good job pressuring Druid for the same reasons as every other early to mid-range deck does.
Yeah. Well, decent start for Tempo Storm, and Complexity really trying to find that early ramp, whether it be Wild Growth or Jade Blossom or Innervate even. Nourish, not so much. This might be the opportunity for Tempo Storm to hit the ground running with the Dragon Priest. Well, one skip 2-3. Maybe not the greatest, but not the worst either.
Yeah, it's definitely not the worst case scenario. The worst case scenario is when you're just passing on turns 1 and 2, but at least they're able to get the chip damage in. This was a pretty important draw, though. Like, without this draw, Complexity would be pretty far behind. But like we said, man, Druid can do some good stuff ramping up. Don't doubt the power of Druid, TJ. You were laughing.
I'm not doubting anything, Dan.
You were laughing. Yes, you were.
No.
You totally were.
No, that wasn't me.
You were laughing super. You were like, man, Druid would never, like, maybe in a different metagame, ha ha. I remember specifically you said that. Well, who's laughing now? I mean, it's not over by any means. This is a really powerful curve coming into all the way into turn 5 and beyond.
Yeah, but Complexity does have... Well, see, the thing is their curve is awkward. If they go Azure Drake now, then they forego the Jade Elephant. If they mulch, then they don't take too much power off the board. Well, there's actually not that many huge mulch targets in this deck. Draconid Operative is pretty much like the biggest. And maybe they value the tempo. If they mulch the Blackwing Corruptor now and then go coin Jade Behemoth into Jade Behemoth.
Time waits for no one.
That's tough. That's real tough, actually.
What about Nourish?
Nourish for crystals?
Yeah, so that you can play stuff moving forward.
Yeah, that's true. But it's just going to be Azure Drake. So let's go ahead and listen into Tempo Storm. See how they feel about this.
A new minion, for example. Okay, this is like the thing where we have to kill the Drake.
Yeah.
And then the Twilight Guardian is like more resilient, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I like the Guardian.
You don't think this is like a shield and
shield
heal
heal.
turn?
It's tough,
I'm
like not
thinking-
developing at all.
What do
I feel
they
like if you
do
coin that out,
If you don't play a minion, they could just nourish, right?
or have another Drake.
You think they want to swipe on 5?
I mean,
I don't
Swipe
think they
does a
can-
lot of damage on 5. Even if we play the Drake, he swipes the Drake and trades it, and then we have to trade our board in anyway, or corrupt it, and we're just left with this 2/5.
Maybe shield then this turn.
I think shield is actually pretty strong. Shield the
Yeah,
3/5.
the shield makes when you think about it, if you protect the 3/5, it's as good as having the
What do I heal? Do I value the 2/1 at all? He has to spend 2 mana to kill it. I think I value the 3/3 more. Right?
he could ref. You heal the 2/1.
You heal the 3/3.
I think it's the 3/3.
Absolutely. And if you hear powers to kill 2/1, we're fine.
Yeah, and he's not developing. He may still Jade Blossom, but
That comes to my mind as well.
I think we have to nourish for mana, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Really hero power.
We just never get out of this slump if we don't have more mana than them every single turn, right?
Yeah, I agree.
On the other hand, if we do have more mana than them every single turn, maybe we do get out of it.
Drake.
so we go wide with the Northshire too. So I think Drake Northshire.
What do you mean? No. I think
He's gonna rag next turn. We want to go as wide as possible, so we want to go 4-drop, 1-drop.
Don't you want to get closer to death?
No. I think he still played the Drake and the Northshire here. If you don't play for the tempo here, you probably lose, right?
Okay.
Is someone injured?
Twilight Drake. That's a card you haven't really seen in Priest since beta. And yeah, it's working its way in here in Dragon Priest. Any opinions on it?
It's a little slow. A lot of times, if you're in a situation, you'll prefer Twilight Guardian over Twilight Drake, unless you're against certain classes because of the taunt. And a lot of times you're using cards early on in your early hand so that Twilight Drake becomes weaker. So a lot of times it becomes, do you want a 4/5 or a 3/6 with taunt? So it can get a little bit tough to use, but I definitely think when you're planning on countering a deck that you need to pressure, that the 4 attack really makes a difference in that case.
Well, I did get introduced by Twilight Drake into Priest through Pavel and a few other people last year when Priest was trying to make a comeback of some sort, but wasn't really a thing. That was a really exciting time to see if Priest could be viable.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it wasn't, and then he needed some help through Meat Streets. But then it was brought to my attention again by another guy I know named Pierce, and he was like, "Yeah, it's really good." Pierce is a Smash Brothers commentator, and he was like, "Yeah, like I've been playing Twilight Drake and Dragon Priest." And I was like, "Oh, that's actually interesting," because he was telling me about matchups and stuff. I was like, wow, that's actually really clever when he explained it to me the way it did. So, and now these Temple Storm guys are trying it out. So cool stuff.
Cool stuff. Probably a 1 of, maybe a 2 of. You usually don't have room though. There's so much around that mid game. You run like 6 5-drops at the very least, not including Holy Nova, double Blackman Crypto, double Azure Drake, double Draconid Operative. You're already packed at that 4 slot, so it's a full house in there. But
yeah, maybe they cut like a Bookworm, or maybe they even did cut one of the Azure Drakes. The important thing is that they have like consistency and curve, and too many 5s could make it equal to a pretty awkward curve. Looks like Tempestor's going to draw right before they play the Twilight Guardian. They play Draconoid Crusher.
That could be big.
It's interesting. Talk about stats battle. Jade versus Dragon Priest. Stats on stats on stats.
Yeah. But Temple Storm stats seem to be good now, but complexities will grow. Let's listen to Complexity and see what they're planning.
Oh, yeah. Mults the 3/6, Wrath the 4/3, value trade the 1/2.
Yeah, I like that as well.
That has to be the play. It also curves Behemoth Swipe.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, agree.
It gets the Jade Boys rolling. The Jade Boys are coming for Anduin.
Watch out, Anduin. What you gonna do?
So operative heal trade,
No.
or rather, Blackman Corruptor.
No. Talon Priest and Cabal Talon Priest. Cabal Talon Priest on the Guardian, right? And we just trade
Yeah,
into
we
2/3.
could just go pretty big on him not having the second mulch. I actually like that a lot. So
Yeah,
trade into the
I think
3/3 as well,
it's
or the
It's just
2/3 value trade.
2/2, 2/3.
The 2/3, yes. to play around swipe, and they just use mulch, so it makes this play much stronger. Wait. Yeah, good. For me, it showed that you buffed the free too.
Oh, I definitely like the behemoth.
Yeah, Behemoth has to come down.
And then most likely swipe or...
Swipe, double trade.
Oh, but it's...
Maybe even swipe the Cabal.
Yeah, but then it's too weak to against Dragonfire Potion.
Yes, that's also true.
Is there another play? Can we full clear? I mean, I guess we technically can full clear here.
Yeah, but we think we have to develop the Behemoth.
Yeah.
I think clearing the 3-9 and...
Yeah, we actually just swipe the 3-9.
Yeah. I think so.
Yeah, it's so counterintuitive, but it's just because we leave up the 3-1 and but this is probably the best.
I mean, what could...
Oh, Pain.
It's not enough.
Pain is good here, though. We don't have
it's
to
good.
corrupt.
Yeah, Pain is definitely good. But what else do we do?
So we Northshire and heal, and then his 4/4 trades into Northshire, right, next turn, which means we can corrupt to the following turn.
So we heal first.
Yeah, we Northshire heal the 3-1 first.
Is someone injured?
He's running out of cards. He used one Nourish already for mana crystals.
And Worm
Go with the taunt, right?
Right? Yeah, Worm Mess is fine.
Yeah, sure. I mean, we sacrificed the... It's not so much value to have this guy. Yeah. We'd rather push face damage here.
We see two mulches. I don't think we've ever seen two mulches in this list, right?
Oh, damn it. Nourish is...
No, we haven't seen the second mulch ever.
Fine, then we can't taunt, so we're guaranteed Dracnoid value next turn.
I think we maybe go Crusher next turn over Corruptor. Most likely.
No, we always do, yeah, always.
It really depends what he does here, right?
That's a pretty big turn for Temple Storm as they go wide on the board, make it really tough to start removing, and get close to that Draconid Crusher activation, which without a mulch, Complexity is going to be hard-pressed to find a way to deal with it.
Yeah, 6 health is already annoying to deal with, but 9 health, as you just saw, Complexity had to do a really unintuitive trade, which I think was wisely pointed out by Crane. And Complexity's doing a really good job handling the threats. You know, there's a lot of times where if they misstep one turn throughout this entire game of how they space their ramp and draw and their board tempo, they would have just completely buckled over. It's so easy to mess up in this matchup.
Yeah. And it looks like they're going to hold on the Innervate to try and get value with Gadgets and Auctioneer. Ooh, Shadow of Death picked up as well. Looks like Draconid Crusher is going to be the play. If they trade in, they can get it activated.
Yeah, good thing they didn't play it before doing that.
Yeah, the one thing that I'm concerned about is whether or not they're going to be able to find value of Blackwing Corruptor. But I guess their value from their standpoint now is, well, the value is the 3 damage to face to try and close out the game.
Right.
So I definitely like this, and developing minion over draw the card is going to be the option here. And now Complexity has to find an answer. Plenty of ways to do it.
I got the best deal.
Kind of.
Mulch or bust. Let's see if Complexity can find it.
Rage for armor.
Are we taking armor on the 1? Maybe
armor first.
I'm gonna innovate.
Innovate.
Oh, wait, and probably play the Drake, right?
Yeah, I would play the dragon.
Wait, do we have, what about the Jade stuff? Feral Rage into Jade thingy. I would like
We have one Jade Idol, one Raven Idol.
Yeah, I would just Drake.
I agree.
We don't have so much left.
Oh, what a pity. Sorry.
We have to, again, value trade and clear stuff. So we attack with the Crusher.
So we trade the 9/9, it's the 4/4, heal it, then we can sacrifice the Northshire with the Blackwing Corruptor.
Yeah.
Wait, is it better to sacrifice the Cleric?
Brand, nice. Brand Corruptor.
Nice.
Nice Brand Corruptor for sure.
We keep the it alive.
Yeah. Now he has to kill the Brand as well.
Not bad.
Now it's
Not
really
bad value.
And we have double death. It's so good.
Yeah,
with Earth
yeah.
Wand. And we have
only Yogg-Saron stops us now.
Yeah. In
Please, no.
2016, the opponent we only win when the game is over.
Yeah.
I actually want a
Yeah.
wild growth here.
And then?
I can see the white Cruz to try to
Yeah,
get to
because
it.
we have like the idle, for example, something. I think we need to get off those cards.
Idle.
I just don't think. Do you think the 5/10 is realistic?
No,
Maybe.
the 5/10 is super unrealistic.
He will have this for sure.
Mm. Yeah, so what do we do? Devour both of the idols, probably.
Yeah. And
Then
then
armor.
right?
So they definitely don't.
15 plus.
We can just double death.
And we can still Drake. We can Drake for with the brand value.
Yeah. Sick.
Maybe we.
So wait. This is just very, very powerful on the Crusher.
Yeah, I think maybe we just even do that instead. And
Yeah,
then
what
let
about
the
that
Crusher
then?
trade.
We play her on the second mulch. Do we really put her on the Crusher? I think we put her on the 5/4. We play her on the second mulch.
No, because we trade with the Crusher. That's why.
No, we can trade with the.
We can trade with the 5/4 into the
We can trade
5/5.
with the 5/4, yeah, and then just death the 6/6. It's pretty good. Basically, Town Priest ate up a trade. Feels good.
It's actually so much better than using the second death.
Yeah, in case they run Deathwing, right?
Yeah.
I think we actually lose.
Pretty
if they run
wide. That's a
Deathwing.
pretty wide board right there.
Yeah, that's why Deathwing in general is a very good card against Jades, because they at some point they go all in, and then Deathwing is like a comeback. And you
Right.
can, and they don't have many taunts, right? So you could just technically just hit face with the Deathwing afterwards. Like if he goes down to, let's say, 12 HP, and we Deathwing, they can't win.
Ah, they do run War as well. Crazy. They run Rag, War.
Look at the
And they
song
run
stealer,
doubles.
bro. Look at the song stealer, bro.
Song stealer.
What up,
Yeah, it's a
bro?
standard.
Nice.
Probably just a standard life coach list. Good job, guys.
Good job, good job.
6-3, right?
Ooh, we played around some hard stuff.
Nice.
Nice. What was it? Garbage. That's what they were saying.
Garbage.
It's like
It was
the
garbage.
morale from Tempestorm really picked up in recent weeks.
Yeah.
Able to grab a crucial victory over Complexity, who had the lead over the groups. And also, VLPS doubling up. 2 wins contributing.
Yes.
There's got to be someone photoshopping VLPS saying, look at me, I'm helping.
It's my turn to shine now, VLPS. But definitely an impressive performance from Tempestorm. Shaman did a lot of lifting for them this week. And still, Hunter taking a win. And that's pretty much its drop here. A lot of decks are designed in lineups to just take that one counter win. And it's exactly what it did. Almost had 2, but you know, sometimes the 50-50 deadly shot doesn't go your way, as they say.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So cool sighting by Hunter, and I think we learned that Shaman should be banned a lot of the times. Just it's too volatile. It's too explosive. Sometimes it wins you nothing. Sometimes it wins you 3-4 games and closes out the series.
All right. Well, we do have an interview with one of the members of Tempestorm, their winning team today. It's VLPS. Hey, man, can you hear us?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Hey, good. Thanks for asking. Nobody ever asks us, Dan. I love it.
Yeah, it's because no one cares.
No one cares. All right, VLPS. Let's get to you. First question for you. You guys had a little bit of a rough start to the season, but you guys seem to be playing well, and also it seems like having a lot more fun. What's changed since the first start of the season?
Yeah, we've just definitely improved our communication. You know, kind of try to stay positive even when things go wrong. We've done a lot of experimentation, and sometimes it's worked out, sometimes it hasn't, but it's been paying off these past few weeks for us for sure.
Yeah, it definitely has. You guys have taken probably the most risks out of any teams with deck lineups, tech choices, and deck picks. Who comes up with the strategies? Do you guys work together? Does one person decide?
Yeah, we kind of just like look at what people are playing, and a lot of people are kind of sticking to the same stuff every week, and we all just have different ideas of how to try to exploit that. And yeah, it's more a collective effort. We get in a call every week and kind of go over what people have and if there's any areas in the game that can kind of exploit that. And yeah, everyone just kind of interjects their opinions together.
Well, you guys are sitting now at 3-2, which is pretty much, it's tied first place, ignoring game score. So things are kind of crazy now. Are there any teams that you're concerned about? Are there any teams that you're looking at that might interrupt your playoff run?
No, I think honestly, like looking at the entire group, there's no weak teams. We definitely know that our next two opponents are also 3-2. So, the two remaining opponents that we have are kind of tied with us in record. So it's very important that we still try to win out if possible. But we'll see how these next couple weeks pan out. Liquid and G2 are both really strong teams.
Yeah, definitely. It should be a tough last couple weeks. But last question for you. How much does Just Saying get tilted when you and Gara start spamming the chat with nices?
Honestly, like Gara started this like a week ago, and ever since he started it, like I started saying it, and I can't stop saying it. I kind of, after these broadcasts end, I don't talk to Gara for a couple of days, and it goes out of my mind. But then when we start practicing again for the next week, he starts saying nice to a lot, and kind of gets in my mind. And yeah, saying gets a little tilted, but it's all in good fun.
All right, man. Well, thanks for the interview. It was really nice and we'll see you next week.
Have a nice week, guys.
Thanks, Victor.
Wonderful.
Yeah, lovely chap.
You got a good bunch of boys there, Frodan.
Classy part of Jersey.
Good joke. Good joke. Let's go take a look at the standings as we get done with day number 1 for week number 5 here. As I mentioned in the interview, Tempo Storm, Team Liquid, Complexity, and G2 all have that 3-2 record. The standings got really intense as we go into this week. So, of course, game score, win-loss percentage will matter as far as going to the end of the season, but definitely anybody's game here as far as playoff spots.